Good, we're live. Good evening to each and everyone. It's a boy GFC Govern back with another video for you guys. Yesterday video was with a little bit of emotion of now we're all settled and get over it and just watch a wonderful derby, to be quite honest. It was a good derby, to be honest. Like Manchester United versus Manchester City, it was a good show, to be quite honest. Not gonna complain, I did enjoy a little bit of it, and we're gonna talk about Chelsea, but Manchester City win that game. I think 3 goals to 1 after Manchester United take the lead back as what they always do. I was a bit disappointed, to be honest, because I was rooting for Manchester United. First time in history, I have a cheer for Manchester United. I've never done something like that before. But I just don't want Manchester City to win the title 4 times in a row, to be quite honest, because that's not something that is easily to 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 um to get over. To be quite honest, like it's not gonna be easy for any other team to win 4 titles in a row. So I don't want them to win the set any record right there. They already set a lot of record, but I don't want them to set any more record. To be quite honest. I don't want the English Premier League to become a former league. So for me, I rather see Liverpool, or even though it would be hurt to say something like that, to see another rival win it, and I'm not there to even compete. It's really hard to take. But I would rather see a different team to take it, to be honest. And Man City, but what you can do, if they're the best team, they're just the best team. If they can take it, then they take it. It's up to Arsenal and Liverpool to play their part and stop them. We only can do what we can do as a neutral fan. So what we're doing right now is just sit here and just hope that one of them can step up and just take it away from Liverpool, from Manchester City. Sorry. So it's up to Liverpool and Arsenal at this point in time for me to see which one gonna really need it the most. Who's gonna challenge City to take their crown. So I got no dog in the fight, to be honest. But I just rather London stay blue, to be quite honest. We're the last team to win the title in London, so I rather London keep on staying blue. So that's why I said let's talk Chelsea. Because London should stay blue. So Liverpool will be my out and out favorite. I would love if Aston Villa can do it, pull off a Leicester, but they've been falling short for the last couple of weeks anyway. So it's up to those two teams in the fight right now with City. So there's three dog left in the fight. They're not really that far away. I think 9 points for Leicester, or probably 10 points or so. Leicester is behind the next three, but right now I don't think Leicester or Tottenham gonna recover to challenge. To be quite honest, it's not down to those three teams. So it's only three dog in the fight. To be quite honest, we just see which one's gonna come out on top. To be honest, so I don't know if they're gonna put on a double team on one and team up against the other, and then two team, and then the next two team go fight for it. But next week game between Liverpool and City, that's gonna be a really really interesting game. To be quite honest, I guess that game is gonna be winner take all. Liverpool been pulling one in and out here and there. To be quite honest, I'm not sure if they can continue to do so. But at this point in time, Liverpool Liverpool look like they're out and out, run away with it so far. To be quite honest, but let us see how it's gonna go. Let's see who is gonna take it or who need it the most. How you doing, Marion?
Yo, big up. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, big up, bro. Big up, bro. I sent you a message on and WhatsApp. I don't know if you did respond because I didn't get to check my phone.
Sorry, hold on. It's lagging a bit. Sorry.
Oh no, I said I sent you a message on WhatsApp. I didn't know if you check it. I asked you. I did ask you if you got something. So while Marion is checking, and let me just say, man, we don't know what's going on at Chelsea Football Club. It's really
Uh,
disappointed.
yeah, like yo, I don't have no words to say, sir. So yeah, I just watched Man City cook United just now. So wait, but yeah, I have no words to say about Chelsea. Like, oh, it's just draining. So yo,
It's it's heartbroken, man. It's heartbroken. It's really heartbroken. Like Chelsea team, the team that we love, man, is broken. It's broken in many pieces, man. It's like you're doing a puzzle, and you're trying to fit back the puzzle together to try to build it back from scratch. And that's what happened to us right now. Like we're really broken. Like we're broken in many pieces. I don't know how we're gonna find a way out to get this back, together. But
it's the only one situation. So and everybody has been denying it. It's to fire Pochettino. Like is to get maybe I people say they should give him time until the end of the season, and if he doesn't finish top six, right, with no FA Cup, he's gone. So I'm cool with that, but like my solution is to get rid of the guy. He's not capable of doing this job. So yeah, so hey,
yeah, I think we have been scammed though. I think we have been scammed big time because when he just started out, he was making all these comments were saying Chelsea is a winning team and Chelsea is a win now team, and then all of a sudden in this press conference that changed. We've been saying that Chelsea is not the Chelsea for 20 years, but why you give us a false hope? That's my biggest issue. Big up Notorious Stash in the building as usual.
big
Um,
up, big up, big up. So like yeah, it's it's dreadful, man. Yo, against a low block team, like against a team that sits for 90 minutes, man. Liverpool can beat this team 5-0. Come on, bro. Come on. Like these things just like make me like, question like and people still continue to say it's the players' decisions and prior to that, yes, they had this poor decision making, but like it's also Pochettino's fault too at the same time with the tactical decisions, yeah, and also with the substitutions. We saw it with the Carabao Cup final, like his substitutions, bro. Like, nah, bro. Like, it was just like, you know, I- why would we put on Chalaba, bro? Like, you're trying to win the game and you want to put on Chalaba. Come on, bro. Like, these are the small things that just, like, irritates me. Pochettino, like, nah, man. It's a mess. Chelsea's a mess right now. So, yeah.
my biggest point, man, what I'm talking about is just recently, like after the preseason, all these comments that he was saying in the press conference, it give us hope. So he was giving us he was setting us up for failure from day one. Why you give us hope, false hope? Like you can do the job or you can take the team where the team need to be. That's what he gave us. He gave us hope. and he know he can deliver. Like if you know you can, you know you don't know what you're gonna do or you don't deliver. Don't give us false hope. You know, don't tell us that you can when you know you can't. You know, blue board analyst. I don't know if you want to jump on for even a minute or two to have your say. You know, but we will really want to talk about Chelsea today. You know, the link is in the description if you want to jump on and for a minute or two. You know, it's up to you. But he give us a lot of false hope. And for me, you know, if we allow Poch to remain until June, it's a big risk. Oh, out on the yes, we because it's gonna be a really um battle for all these managers that's right now that's gonna be vacancy. I don't need back Thomas Tuchel to be quite honest. That's one of my thing. Which we're gonna talk about that later, but Thomas Tuchel is nowhere on my list. You know, but Frank, I don't think Conte or Nagelsmann. Well, we're gonna talk about the manager in a little bit, but to be quite honest, it's a hard take. You know, it's really hard. What are you saying, Marin?
Hey, um, I don't want this Serbi. No, I don't want this Serbi, man. Like all due respect, so like let him ball at Brighton. Leave him at Brighton, man. Leave him at Brighton. Let him do his thing at Brighton. Let it do his thing. Let's not bother Brighton people for a change. You get what I'm saying? So please, Hansi Flick, my definite pick because he's won trophy with Bayern Munich. I think he's won like a league. I think he won league or a league cup. I'm not sure, but Hansi Flick is one of my recommendations. Kante no, because these players are young for Kante. Nah, Kante won't go with these players no. Nagelsmann, I'm not sure what's the situation. I don't really know what's the situation with him. But I would prefer Hansi Flick or Jose. If Jose doesn't come, then they were talking about the guy from Sporting, but I don't want that guy too, man. So hey, nah, I just want the elite manager, man.
My heart started to move towards Nagelsmann. The reason why my heart started to move towards Nagelsmann, we got a lot of young players, and Nagelsmann will do good with these young players. To be quite honest, because you know Nagelsmann is really young is himself, so to deal with a whole lot of experienced player, like when you go to Bayern Munich, you're gonna see where it's gonna have a little bit of struggle. But with all these young players that we got, to be quite honest, I think Nagelsmann would be really fitting for this project. To be quite honest, he is a manager that still got passion for the game. I don't think Pochettino still got passion. You know, since he lose that Tottenham job, like I know you can see he's putting a smile on his face, but I don't think he still get over that marriage. It seems like when you be with your wife for so many years and then about 20, 15 years, and then you decide you guys want to go apart, like it's still gonna take a massive effect on you. And I think that's what happened to Pochettino at this point in time. I don't think he still get over his Tottenham the loss of the job there because he went to Paris and he's still struggled. You know, it didn't advance in his career. And you got Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe over there. You know, name all the players that was there, and he still was struggling the first season when he go there. The second season he still struggled, even though he crossed the line. But it was a big struggle for me. Even in the Champions League, he never take them nowhere. So I don't think this manager know how to cross the line. I think he's a coward manager and he's too emotional for me to take a team like Chelsea over the line. Right now, I would even take Jose Mourinho until the end of the season. And if Jose Mourinho do well, and you know me, I was saying earlier all the time, I was keep on saying that I didn't want back Jose Mourinho. But right now, looking at it, I would even go for Jose Mourinho right now.
Hey, anytime, so but we still gotta have to pay Potter, so yeah, hey, it's a crisis, man. Hey, Chelsea Football Club, oh my God, man. It's a crisis, so
It is
it's
like
a
it's something
mess,
that
man.
it's
You
something that
know,
we really have to talk about because it is a crisis. You're right.
and um now like they actually scared to overspend on a manager, imagine, because they already overspending on players. Now they are like really vicious of like spending on a manager, on a prolific manager. Like it's tough. It's really tough, man. We fire Poch, we have to pay this guy, you know, get in a new guy, and if that guy doesn't deliver, then what? No. But like God forbid, I don't want that to happen. I really want my team to ball manage. So I want changes as well, but it all starts with the recruitment, the directors. We need new directors, but that's not gonna happen because they already hired a loan manager from Swansea. They're going to hire someone else that's coming from Swansea. He was a Swansea director, so I don't know what is he gonna come to Chelsea and do. So like hearing these things from, hey, like it's just making me feel like, yo, like is this team really like serious of, you know, like, do we really have standards, you know? So like, yeah, man, it's frustrating. It is frustrating. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like all these directors that they've been hiring, like we got big a lot of well-known directors across. Look at the Ajax system. Ajax got a lot of directors. I know if you step into Ajax, you can, because Ajax is one of the best teams to find young talent across the world, better than even Brighton. So even if we're trying to go down the Ajax route, where we're trying to get few and here and there from Ajax, because Ajax, when they leave Ajax, they normally go to Barcelona and look at Barcelona youth system, to find the talent. But I think that what we're trying to build, it seems like we're trying to build a mid-table, to be honest, team, a mediocre team, and that's what we can't settle for. Because if you're gonna come and tell us in the beginning of the season that Chelsea football team is a winning team and you want to win, and you can see the people who you're trying to put on board don't know nothing about winning. Like, how are you gonna build a winning culture and a winning mentality when you're not hiring winner above? Everything gonna fall on below because it starts from above. The owners, they claim that they want to be build a winning team, but they're hiring mediocre below. So that's what we're gonna find ourselves if we don't get over this season, to be honest, and go on a run. I'm sorry. I'm the one right now that's sitting right here that I was always positive, but that's gonna show me that next season, don't get your hopes up. I'm telling every single Chelsea fan, like, do not get your hopes up. We have to see changes in the board. We have to see they go
yeah,
for a world class director.
yo, facts. So like, we gotta see changes. We gotta see if owners are capable enough to bring elite people, elite manager, elite directors. No, it doesn't need to be everything at once. It could be one thing in one position. The head physio can be like mid, you check. But at the same time, like if you want structure and band, like you need to start from ground and like operating everywhere, because if you lose one area, like everything's gonna turn into a mess. And that's Chelsea right now, like everything is just collapsing from Tuchel era going to Potter. We're declining. So yeah, man. Hey, yeah. The only manager that can really save us is a lead manager. I don't think the Serbi is capable enough if he really comes, because he's the main target. Everyone is talking about him. You know. So if he comes to Chelsea, like he needs to fix this team, not to win major trophies first. First fix this team, take us to top six, top four. No, just try to reach us there. Then from there rebuild again. Then yeah. So uh, it's yeah. So like everything about it right now, I'm just like as a Chelsea fan, as all Chelsea fans, like yeah, it's really heartbreaking to see your club at this you know at this time of your life. You see it in the mud. So yeah, it's crazy, man.
The reason why I don't want Deserby haven't proved to me that he is a manager that know how to change his system. Like for me, a manager supposed to can change system during a game to pull result out. But Deserby is a one dimension coach. I don't think a one dimension coach gonna ever win your title, to be quite honest, because after a while they're gonna be found out. And this season you can see it that a lot of teams take points off Brighton, to be quite honest, in some ways that you really have to wonder how they did it. But if you break down Brighton game, they play one dimension, right? During the game, they never switch
Mm.
formation. They go one way and one way only. And that's my biggest problem with Deserby. I don't need him.
Yeah, same here. So like i if it's not gonna work out for him, it won't work out for Chelsea. So that's why I want him to stay at Brighton. Let him do his thing at Brighton. Yeah, have fun at Brighton, bro. That's your club, brother. You don't attract us. So no, I want a elite manager, man. So yeah, hey, you know. But funny enough, right? I have a stat that it actually caught me off guard with Pochettino, right? Last season, right? Um, Manchester City, Arsenal, Brighton, Brentford, Wolverhampton. They won all our games last season. They won all our games, all the two games that we had with them. This season is a different story. This season, Pochettino beat Brighton under 21. The time he beat Brighton, he drew twice against City. Um, he lost against Pool. He only drew once against Pool. Um, who did I left out? Oh, Newcastle is the same story. Oh, Newcastle had a point, I'm sure. Or we lost, I'm not sure. Um, but like we're still on the same place. We're still on 12th place. But it showed me like, okay, this guy is actually there's some certain games like okay, Pochettino really shows up. Like okay, yeah, like it really sits on my mind. Like I okay, this guy, there's some games he really sits down and he really analyzes it properly, especially the City game. Like that was spot on. Then there's some games you know, like yesterday, like yeah, that game yesterday he just got it all wrong. Everything was just wrong. So yeah, like you said, we lack someone that's he has ambition, but determination is not there. The players are not able to adapt. The winning spirit is gone. Like that Carabao Cup was our only hope to give us spirit. So that's gone. If FA Cup will go through. So yeah, man. No,
Yeah,
it's yeah.
he I don't know what you think. He was talking about we're lacking in midfield. And who's to be blamed that we're lacking in midfield? It's his fault. The Because we got Andre Santos did so excellent in preseason. Why use Andre Santos in almost every game in preseason if you know you were gonna send him out on loan? That doesn't make sense to me. And we got Cassidy. Why you bring back Cassidy from loan if you know that you weren't gonna use him? Like you said, Enzo is tired. Why you use Gallagher after we take that silly yellow card earlier in the game, which Gallagher game is to press and run? Why you didn't why at least we're up? Why you didn't take Gallagher off? Put Palmer in the 10, and then you put Madueke out on the right, and at least bring back a control of the game, because you see the team, they start to press us in the second half. So once you see they start to press us, they already down one. Like, we got the advantage. Why you don't switch to a counter attacking? Then, like, why you keep Gallagher on so long? I understand Gallagher is playing good, but sometimes they're in some games. Or why you didn't take Enzo off from day one, because you see him struggling? Drop Gallagher deeper. Put a Palmer in the 10, where he can float and catch them while they're pushing. Or an Amadi Wake, we're gonna give you the running ability on the right. Like, there's some little simple mistake that he keep on making. Like, taking us. This is 2 times we play against the same team, and he is set up, cost us the game. The next point, where I want to topic that I want to bring across, so you can tap in on it. Like, all season long, we're struggling, right? West Ham United haven't won a game in 2024. Until recently, they win 2 games, and they're still above us. Like, look how West Ham United is struggling for
Yo,
2024, and they're still above us. That manager showed me that he needs
yeah,
to go.
yo, yo. If West Ham had so much of a bad run and we still below it, it proves like, yeah, man, you know, it shows. So, hey, man, it's really tough. It's really tough. And he doesn't have to complain about the midfield. He got his players, man. Didn't want. That's not what he wants. He said that on a press conference. He wanted Casero. He got Casero, and the reason why he won't drop Casero is probably the price tags. But there's a reason why he had to drop Enzo and Casero, bro. You have Casero on the bench, bro. Give him a rest. Give him a fresh, a fresh minute for like against Leeds. Give him like a nice 45 minutes with Brentford. Give the lads a chance. Instead of overplaying Caicedo and Enzo, he's trying to play Caicedo on an 8, right? And put Caicedo deeper. I'd prefer Enzo deep. He should play deep line because at the time when he was at Potter, during Potter, he was playing deep line. And you saw how many contributions he was making compared to this season. He was making so much contributions under Potter than right now, Pochettino. Pochettino wants to play him an 8, but he's not usually that type. I feel like Caicedo is an 8. So if you can push Caicedo to an 8, we let Enzo drop deep. Gallagher does his high press 10. No, but he's going, so we're gonna sell him anyway. So if Gallagher's not gonna be there, Palmer will take that 10 role. So yeah, he has no excuses with the midfield. He's got no excuses. No, no, even overplaying the players won't make a difference, man. No. So
Welcome to the show, Jay Z. What do you think about the game yesterday?
Hello, Garvin. Hello, Meyer. Can you hear me? Big up.
Yes, we're
yeah, we
hearing you.
can hear you, bro.
Oh, I really wish that every time we connect, there's something good to talk about. Honestly, like getting so difficult to talk and discuss all this frustration and the suffering. So yesterday it was like a similar situation. Of course, we went back to. I mean, we went to back three, which I mean, different people have different ideas about that. Personally, I was okay with that. Some people criticize that. I don't think so. This is the reason why we lost. Or sorry, I'm saying lost because it's a draw. Feels like a loss, right? So for me, 3-5-2 or 3-4-3 is okay for now if he's playing that until the end of the season because we are leaking so many goals. So it will give, of course, more depth to the midfield. And as he explained, that definitely it will help the players to not cover that much ground in transition. So the idea is good. Some people are criticizing that it was against Brentford. So um, again, like if we see first that it's everything is the same, right? So we have to blame someone over here. So Nicholas Jackson missed the chance, Cole Palmer missed the chance, so we could have been 3-0 in the first half. So every time if we analyze the game, we say we could have been 2-0, 3-0 up in the first half. Second half, of course, they changed. They applied pressure from the wings. We didn't do anything about that. And the way we considered the first goal, of course, it was 1-1, and it was difficult for our players. Again, if we look into the technicalities and all of that stuff, I do understand that it was difficult for the players to play the third game in 6 days. I know it sounds like an excuse, but it's a reality. I would say I'm not defending Poch, don't worry. But it's difficult with the depleted squad we have already. We don't have many options. This was another reason why we were so bad in the second half. So for me, it's like more than the game. For the first time, like I was like, okay, let's give him time, let's give him time, let's see. Every time I say that, but I do realize and acknowledge the issues that we have in the squad, in the with the manager and his patterns. The thing that is so concerning, to make it short so we can discuss more things, the thing that is very concerning for me right now is why, like, I have been so vocal and supportive of Pochettino is of his work that he did at Tottenham Hotspur. What he's doing at Chelsea is completely different. Thought just to be in, let's say, putting in points without going in detail so everyone can understand that. At Tottenham, he fought with Levy, he fought with the board to give chance to the youth. 9 to 10 debuts from the academy in 1.5 in 18 months at Tottenham. 10 players, nine, at least 9 players. He bought from the academy. He went against the grain. He fought for them. Over here, he's not focusing on that. Although this is what we have, right? When he talk about that he don't have options, players are injured, but he's still not at all considering the players that we have, right? uh, Although they might be inexperienced, they are not tested, but he is not at all looking at the youth when it is not working for him. Number two, at Tottenham, he primarily for 5 years, 90% of the times played a traditional. I'm saying traditional, like a textbook 4-2-3-1. Over here, there is no pattern. Okay, you can always change. You can go to a back three. You can do a 4-3-3, 4-4-2 in the game. But with this hybrid thing, I'm super confused. I try to analyze, but I think he's over experimenting. I don't see any other manager in the league doing that, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So this is too much. You know, the way the sky, and he was talking to the sky. It looks good on the surface that Cole Palmer is playing as a right wing. He can track back. He can then link with this. But I don't making this. I think he's overcomplicating it. There is so much wide in the patterns. So I have to say that I have really lost hope and faith in Pochettino, and I have been a big supporter of him, right? So now I don't know. I really don't know what happened to him. I'll just say that he's not the same manager what he was at Tottenham. Although some people say he didn't win anything, I think I would still say he did very well at Tottenham Hotspur. But it's not even 10% of what he did at Tottenham he's doing over here. I would say it's time for a change, and I would say do it now because yesterday I was, and you know, Garvin, I sometimes think a lot. I'm not saying who is the right, we all have different perspectives and opinion. I'm just saying we have Hansi Flick, and I think Garvin and I both want Hansi Flick to be our manager. Okay, people can disagree, that's fine. We have Antonio Conte. I know many people have different opinions. I'm saying we have elite managers right now: Hansi Flick, Antonio Conte, Jose Mourinho. Okay, Nagelsmann also. Nagelsmann will be free in 3 months after Euros. He is open to take on a new club. He could be contacted right now and agreement could be made, because if we delay, Liverpool will probably get him, in my opinion. And okay, Tuchel, I know I'm also not in the favor of having Tuchel back, but I'll put his name out there. So 3 managers who can come in 2 days whenever they can pack the bag, take the flight, are Hansi Flick, Conte, Mourinho. 2 managers, Nagelsmann and Tuchel, will be available in summer. So these are the 5 players, according to my observation and analysis, that are elite level that we can get. If we keep Pochettino till summer and sack him, at least 4 of them will not be available. By Hansi Flick is already in talks with Barcelona, Conte with Juventus, Nagelsmann, I know he's with Germany, but we can talk to him, get a deal. Like same like what Bayern did, announced that Pochettino will leave in the summer and Nagelsmann will be our manager. If we leave that, this is my concern. If we leave all of these things and eventually sack Pochettino in the summer, we have De Zerbi, Amorim, with all due respect, and so on and so forth. So it will be okay. The Amorim, I have to do my research. I have been told that he is fantastic. I really have to look into that. But again, we have to pay a big fee for him. Why not get one of these 4, 5 elite managers? Any one of these, and how many times, honestly, do we really find ourselves as having so many good managers available, right? So either they should have a clear plan that okay, we'll let Pochettino take the second season. If you don't want Pochettino to take the second season, you should go for a really, really good manager, and that's my opinion, right? So I want you guys to give your view. So that is why where I am concerned, people who are not supporting Poch are also okay to give him till the end of the season. But this is the issue I'm seeing. If we give him till the end of the season, the 4, 5 managers I named, almost all of them will not be available at that time. Barcelona needs a manager, Liverpool needs a manager, Bayern Munich needs a manager. Most probably Manchester United after today would definitely replace Ten Hag, I believe, at the end of the season. So why not be proactive, guys? Please give your thoughts.
I'm gonna make Maureen go first and give his because I do got mine. Because I'm gonna break down mine a little bit. So you can
I
go ahead, Maureen.
Yo, Hansi Flick, like you said, yo, like I said, Hansi Flick has what did he win, sir? Germany? Did he win any trophies?
Hansi Flick wins the treble, bro. Treble. He wins the
Oh,
Champions
you
League as
see,
well. League.
so
Yeah.
like I want a guy like that, man. So Hansi Flick, number one. But if it's not possible for him, then Nagelsmann, hey, Antonio Conte, because we had him the other time. So I don't know if it's gonna be a possible, decision to go for Conte. We already have stick with him. So yeah, those are my two. But if it happens that we don't get those, so I already see the survey. I don't know why, man. Like yo, it's frustrating. But I would go for Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick on number one.
All right, you're gonna go for Hansi Flick. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
so
I'm
sorry,
gonna
Darwin, please go ahead, please. So, but to go for Flake or Nagelsmann or Conte, we can only do it now. Now means now, maybe next week, another second, 10 days from now. If we delay, they'll be gone. That is the
Uh,
point I'm raising. They'll be gone then.
but the thing is, they delaying him because it's still at FA Cup. Like he needs to lose FA Cup. If he loses FA Cup, then they're probably gonna fire him. But he's still on FA Cup, so
Yes, that's correct.
I
But
think
even
there's
if he wins the
interim.
FA Cup, why don't we go for the managers? Like, I mean, you understand, right? So, Garvin, please go ahead and. I mean, I don't think so. This is a good criteria. If he wins the FA Cup, he stays. But in my
Oh,
opinion, all these managers are better than Pochettino. You got the point,
exactly.
right?
the reason why I was gonna turn mine around because to how the season's set, right? This is 18 months into this project, right? We have 18 months in this project, and for me, a lot of these players, the mentality is weak. So for me, I would like to get Anja Fake, but I know for sure if Barcelona already contact him, he's going to Barcelona. Even though I want him as my number one candidate, but I'm gonna forget about him for a little bit. My number one right now will go for Jose Mourinho at least for one season to build a mentality in these players that we got, get them tough and rough for me to for the next manager. If we cannot get Andrew Fake right now or a Nagelsmann, those two will be my number one after Jose Mourinho. But right now, to how it look, these players need mentality. And Pochettino is not the one to give them this mentality because he showed me that he is a soft character. And you can't have soft character around this young generation. this young generation, they will switch you around easily and get the best out and get the best of you. So I think these young players need an old school mentality at this point in time.
Yeah, so yeah, so a lot of people are surprised that in this space that I have like gone and even to this extent to sack him now because, as you said, Garvin and also Meyer very correctly that okay, we have the problem. I believe we all said Flick to be very honest as the first, but we can have a debate on Mourinho or Conte's. But the thing is, all of these managers, right? I'm just trying to reiterate so the audience can understand it better. So sometimes so passionate and so frustrating, so sometimes it's difficult to even explain the finer details. The thing is that all of these managers will not be available most probably come June, right? Flick, okay, Barcelona is in talk. We can go if we want Flick, we can talk to him. It's not that Flick is saying I don't want to come to Chelsea. We don't know, right? We are not talking to him, right? One, Mourinho, what's the chance that if 3 months later Mourinho will still be out of job? He could be contacted by United. I'm just saying, by Newcastle, by some club in Italy. Who knows, right? He's a great manager. He's free. He could be contacted. Uh, Antonio Conte, okay, like I really like Antonio Conte. I actually love Antonio Conte, so I won't mind him. But I understand how it ended. But again, this is a new board. Everyone is new here, so it won't make any difference. But the point is that we can all agree and disagree. This is what I'm trying to reiterate. But all these good, proven managers, elite managers, will not be here if we give Pochettino 3 more months, and then we will be looking for De Zerbi, Amorim, or any new Potter from any other country, and that won't make me happy. Will that make you happy, right? If we then I have to say something that might be unusual. I would prefer Pochettino to continue if we go for De Zerbi or another Potter type of a manager, right? With all due respect, or an unknown manager, a manager from Holland, or an upcoming manager, right? I would trust Pochettino because I know that he's still a good manager. If you add a striker, give him more players, he'll do better. I won't trust De Zerbi. I won't trust any new manager. So why I'm being so, you can say, passionate or hands-on or proactive in my speech is that we have Hansi Flick, we have Conte, we have Mourinho, and we have Nagelsmann. I mean, let me again explain or make it clear. Nagelsmann is with Germany. He will leave them if even if they go to the final, he will leave them in the first week of July. That's when the preseason starts. So Nagelsmann is technically available. He can be contacted and a deal can be struck. Because I think he will join Liverpool. I think he'll join Liverpool. So you see what I'm trying to say. If we delay, Liverpool will contact him. If we delay, Hansi Flick is already in contact with Barcelona. Conte will be gone. Mourinho
Um,
might
so
get another
what about
opportunity.
the story about Xavi Alonso?
Garvin, would you like to continue? I'll just say about that.
Oh no, it was Marin. It was asking you what about
I wanted to ask, like, if Nagelsmann goes to Liverpool, then what about Xavi Alonso?
What I've heard is, let's say, because I always respect the professionals and the club. So he's doing well, and he's probably and deservedly so should win the league with Leverkusen. If he wants to stay with them, okay, that's one option. If he wants to leave, according to what I have heard with the mainstream media, he would prefer to go to Bayern Munich than go to England right now.
you got remember that Real Madrid gonna be looking for a manager probably in the next year or so because they only give and what's the manager name over there? They only give him 1 year.
Ancelotti. So
Yeah,
Alonso,
Ancelotti.
in short, Alonso, I didn't. I know. Alonso, I didn't put it because if he leave, he'll go to Munich, or if Nagelsmann is not going to Liverpool, as Garvin said, Real Madrid, he will not consider Chelsea for sure.
You know what's funny? This summer is gonna be a manager go around, like it's gonna be worse than even the players. To be quite honest, everyone gonna have their eyes on the manager for this summer because this summer gonna be a really merry-go-round with managers. If Xabi Alonso do go to Bayern Munich, the reason why he's gonna go to Bayern Munich is because he's going to go for that Real Madrid job. So you can once if he go to Bayern Munich, you can take it off his list that he's coming to England. He's gonna go be the next one in line for that Real Madrid.
Correct. And also, I think he's clever. He's young. What some of the analysts in ESPN and in America NBC, they were saying that he wants to go. Of course, he's a Liverpool guy, so he not now because he knows when Klopp will leave. And Garvin, you can correct me, being a guy who has played football at the highest level, that he thinks it will be a very huge void to fill. So he thinks it's not the right time because like when Sir Alex left, how difficult it is for Man United. Klopp being there for 8 years, it will not be easy, and we know that Liverpool for a year or two will struggle. It's normal. It's how things are. So because he's doing great, he's a new coach, and hopefully, I'm saying hopefully as I'm supporting him, I think he deserves it. I would say the way Bayer Leverkusen has played, wins his title, that would be a huge thing. He don't want to risk his career and go to Liverpool, which he knows will be a very very difficult place to fill after Klopp leaving. So I don't think so. He'll go to Liverpool. I think Bayern Munich. I believe so. Of course, I could be wrong. And as Garvin said, yes, Real Madrid could be his destination in the future. So so all in all, this is the point. I'm really worried. Today is 4th March, 3rd March. Sorry, I'm going fast. Today is 3rd March. We can look back. If Pochettino stays here, we won't have, and he's sacked in June. I'm really worried. I have already said I'm really worried that we will not be having these managers we are talking about right now. And if I were in the board, I would tell or recommend the owners to be proactive and call the trigger, pull the trigger on Pochettino. I like Pochettino. I still like Pochettino, but you have to think about the best, and you have some really good managers out there.
Well, you said 100% correct. Maureen, I'm gonna ask you a question, right? And then I'm gonna come to you, Jay Z, with this one. Um, what do you think is the biggest failure right now? By looking oh, we lost that final because I didn't get to speak to you guys after the final. How do you think we really lost that final?
Players' decisions. The decision making was horrible. Big up Gallagher, man, bro, and he had a good game, yeah, but yo, 3 chances. It just all boils down to the player's decision, the manager's decision with the substitutions. Um, as well. And then when I was watching the game, the fans didn't give the team spirit like the whole game. Like Liverpool, the spirit, like everyone was so loud. The Liverpool fans were so loud. They were louder than us, like throughout the whole game. We never had spirit for them. So we also lacked spirit from the fans too, because the fans have to take accountability with that. We didn't give the team spirit. So like yeah, the, yeah. Um, I'm just I'm just still devastated of what happened yesterday. I already recovered from the Carabao Cup, but yeah, it comes down with the players' decisions as well, and Pochettino's decision, the subs. Bringing in Modric, he also brought in the last subs he made was with Chalobah. That Chalobah subs just like why would you defend penalty, bro? Like it's 0-0, just go for it, bro. Like it's a cup final, go for a goal. If you get it, defend it, you know. But he decided to, defend for penalties, and yeah, Van Dijk scored them, and it was it. So yeah, um, yeah, I think that's from what I've seen. That's how you know, they receive ratings. So yeah.
Well said, well said. But I got something different. I'm just waiting on Jersey to get his part, and I can give you guys, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay, for the final, I might have a different take. I want Pochettino out, and yesterday was the first day that I am finally Poch out. But I won't blame Pochettino. I mean, as the main person for the loss in the final as a whole. I think it could. I think probably you guys won't agree with me, but over the 90 minutes, I think we were the better team. If you look at hardcore football, the way we played, especially the second half, we could have won, could have scored 3 goals, maybe 4. So, uh, uh, because Garvin, like I try to look back, read and hear all these interviews again and again. I think this is a Pochettino sometimes say a lot, and after even 12 years speaking English, I think he still like says stuff that is probably he wants to say something else. I think, and he says something else. The team never played for penalties. If you look back after the press conference after the final, right? He said in the second half of the extra time, the players thought it would be better to play for the penalties. So first of all, what he said was misinterpreted by all the content creators and attacked Pochettino, which of course I don't like. I want Pochettino to go for a reason. But people are hitting on him from first day. That's another story, right? Because he's an expert manager. So he's clearly said that. I was shocked that I heard the press conference. Why, when I woke up, everyone is making YouTube videos on Twitter saying that Pochettino played for penalties. He said after 105th minute of the game, the players thought it would be better to take this game to extra time. Okay, that might also not be acceptable, but people took it that from the first minute the plan was to go for penalties. Now, as far as the substitutions are concerned, okay, I would say it's a final line. Modric coming, Mudweke coming, but we can see that but on paper, I see that as offensive substitutions, not defensive. People can always say that Modric is not playing well and you don't trust him. You have given him a chance, Mudweke. But with Liverpool playing the high line, if Chelsea or the whole team were fitter and used the ball or the possession well, then got the opportunities, then it could have been a different story with Mudric and Mudweke's space. So I don't see that a bigger issue. Yes, you can say removing Sterling or some experienced players. Maybe he was cautious a little bit, but I don't know. I mean, when you speak, when you see the press conference and with Chilwell, Gallagher going, he said they were fatigued. They couldn't play anymore, and it affected the game. So I really don't know. Like I asked my mom who don't watch football. I said, "This is the final." Whenever we reach the final, I insist her to watch the game. And I asked her. I'm just saying, a layman. She just understands football. She's not like technically equipped. I said, "How was the game?" And she said, "Chelsea played well. You should be proud of yourself, right?" So I'm just saying that we are so critical, so critical. She said, what she said, young kids, new team, and you went neck to neck with Liverpool up till the last minute. That's bad luck. So I don't know. The thing is that Pochettino don't win the final. This is the fourth final he lost. This is my concern. Why Pochettino cannot win the final? What's behind that? He is the
Yo,
fourth final that he lost in England. Fourth.
uh,
So he
so did
goes to
you
the
hear what he
final.
said yesterday, though? Did you hear
So
what he
I
said?
don't know if it's something like Jordan Simon, right? Simon Jordan, sorry, on Talksport. If you have heard, he say good things about Pochettino, but always I've been listening this for the last 4 5 years, and now I'm thinking to research on that. He says he don't have a winning gene, so I don't know if it's a thing or not. Maybe now I'm thinking he has a winning gene or not. There's something about him that he lacks in the final. It gets to him that affects the squad. I don't know, but we have a huge framework: 4 final, 4 losses, and you never get the feeling that he'll win the final. So as far as the game goes, it was close. Let's be honest, it was a close game. The reason why we are really criticizing, I mean, as a whole community, is because Liverpool were playing 4 5 youngsters. But if we analyze, we had a younger squad than Liverpool. So I don't know. Liverpool are settled, even though they had 5 6 injuries. It doesn't make a difference when the team is in momentum, playing with they are top of the league. You understand, right? So I'm not defending Pochettino, to be very honest. I'm saying another manager could have done better, but I don't have complaints. The biggest complaint is we didn't win the final. I my mood was off. I'm still off, right? I wanted to feel the title. We haven't won it in 3 years, I believe. And so yeah, so that's my take on the final. So Garvin, please go ahead.
Yeah, for a person who played a lot of finals and win a lot of finals, I want when I put my take on the game, I'm gonna blame the manager, and the reason why I'm gonna blame him, um, even before the game started, when I see that lineup, I was so angry that I didn't even want to watch the game. To be honest, I went to Walmart. I only watched like I started watching the game 25 minutes into the game, to be honest. And the reason why I was cussing because I was saying that he's a coward, and a coward cannot win a final. In a final, you have to believe in yourself. You have to brave. You cannot let the team smell a little drip of blood, because they're gonna turn into a shark and they're gonna start a search. And for me, that lineup showed me that he didn't ready at all for this final. Because how you gonna start if you're gonna start Gallagher, you're gonna start Caicedo, you're gonna start Enzo. That showed me you're trying to be safe. And that gonna make Liverpool gonna think they stand a chance. For me, he should have go with a more offensive team. He should have go at least with Jackson probably on the left, because that's where Jackson been playing his best game when he played off the left, and Palmer been playing his best game off the right. So he should at least go with a Mudrick, like what he tried with Leeds, in the number 10, or a Madueke. Vice versa with Palmer, go across. For me, he should have started the game with at least Nkuku in that game, or in that number 10. And for me, those chances that Gallagher get, if it was a Nkuku, he would have put those in the back of the net. You have to kill team off in the first half in the final. If you notice, every final that Chelsea used to play, when we used to dominate and win at Wembley, we always go on the front foot in the first half. And that's where Chelsea always win the game. And then once you get the goal, then you go to a counter-attack in football where you try to hit them on the counter. And for me, that's what he did wrong. He started off to balance it out with Liverpool when he should have at least thinking about to go for it. Put Caicedo and Enzo, if you want to start both of them together, or put Gallagher. If you're saying that they're overplaying and they're tired, or you put a Gallagher in that pivot with a Caicedo or an Enzo, and then you go for it. In the second half, you bring the next one. When you get the lead, you bring the next one on to control the game. And then you try to play a counter-attacking game. That's where we lose the final, for me, to be quite honest. If he was brave and he showed Liverpool too much respect, and the same thing he did in the game yesterday, and when we played that team at Stamford Bridge, he did the same thing. He showed them too much respect. Team don't respect Chelsea anymore. He have to find a way to get back respect. No team at all that play Chelsea right now respect us. And team used to respect us. And for me, that's where he showed away. He played the same type of game that Thomas Tuchel did against Liverpool in the FA Cup final and in the Carabao Cup final. The same here. Tuchel do the same thing. That's why I don't want Tuchel in this club. Like, it's a similar mistake they made. Like, you cannot say that a final is to won, a final is not to be played, and then you go to the final to try to play it instead of try to win it. For me, I don't think these are mistakes, because if you're gonna keep on saying Chelsea is a team, a winning team, and then you're gonna say Chelsea is not a team like 20 years ago, and then you're gonna say a final is supposed to win, then you come back and say, oh, as something different. For me, that's controversial. So for me, this manager need to go like ASAP. I don't know who want to take that on, but that's my belief. I don't know if I'm right or I'm wrong, but for me, that's how I see it.
Yeah, like you said, it's um I I've been attacked saying Poch out, and I've been Poch out, man, and they've been attacking me, telling me, I don't know football. I don't. Hey, man, now they see it. Now they see it. So yeah, like I said, like we all been saying, this guy he needs to go. Um, there's no other choice. He needs to go now. If he doesn't go now, like you said, so like we won't get all those. It's gonna be uh, uh, it's gonna be a challenge to get the type of managers we want. Hansi Flick, those guys, it's gonna be a challenge. If you don't let him go now, so we need to let him go now. I prefer let him go now to save his sanity and his peace. So yeah, that's my point of view.
So, because you asked so, and rightly so, of course, you summarized it so well. I did say I won't blame Pochettino. I know what you said is different, and it's the beauty. Like we can analyze in a different way. I didn't blame in the sense that I explained that we had enough chances to win the game, right? So if we see in that context how the game panned out or played, or if we see the stats or even the eye test, especially the second half, let's be real, we had so many chances to win it. Not just Gallagher, but Palmer, Sterling. We all missed. I'm not defending again Pochettino, but I'm just saying even with what he did, right? With what how he set up, how he planned, how the lineup he chose, we should have won the game, and where it is so frustrating that why we didn't win the game. We had more chances than Liverpool. More, we created more chances. We had more bigger chances. So it's not theory, it's not stat, it's a reality. So, as far as what Garvin said, and it's great because I always like to hear you and take what you say is always like very technical, methodological. So I agree with you what you said about Pochettino, how he picked the team, and he didn't really show the expression or the flair or the ruthlessness to win the game. I will concur with that, but again, have to say not defending because people say I defend Pochettino. I'm already calling him to be sacked. I wish things could have been different. I can say that, but I will just say that I understand why Pochettino is doing that, using psychology, because he always lose the final. Let's be real. If I am a person who play, let's say, as a tennis in university and always lose the final, I will always try to be cautious. Any game, any sport, either you're singing, either you are in university, either you're playing a sport or doing a presentation. If you always come second and you get another chance for the millionth time, right? I think I just understand. I'm just saying that he let's put it this way, like he was so desperate to win that he preferred that way, right? He preferred that strategy, and that is why it would have really helped him, to win, finally feel the cup, although it's the Carabao Cup, but feel it, as people say that until and unless you don't win, you don't know, right? You won't know what it is like winning with the team, celebrating with the team in front of 80,000 fans, being in the media. Uh, Garvin can relate to that because he has played with until and unless, I'm sure the first time Garvin won, before he can always have a thing in his mind, a picture, a framework. But I'm sure that Garvin can tell the first trophy that he won, it probably changed his outlook. It was a different feeling, right? So Pochettino didn't win anything. This is his eighth year in England, and it is getting embarrassing, to be honest.
Yeah, what you're saying, and you're correct because this can both things can be right at the same time. But the reason why I so harsh on him for that final is when you lose. I remember my first final that I lost. Um, that I was playing as a central defender, so they got two striker. One was red at form. Like he scored 15 goals in I think 4 games. So in the final, they gave me him to say like this is your guy till and because in Jamaica they play a 2-leg final. It's not just one leg. It's two leg final. So you have to play on neutral and different ground. So in the first leg, I mark him. He didn't score. In the second leg, the other defender said I wasn't rough enough for that guy. So what they did, I don't know how he convinced the coach. The coach switch us. So the ones that more skillful, they gave me him to mark because but the one that I was marking, he was quick. So I was quick, so I could keep up pace with him. So I don't need to tackle him. I just needed to push him away from my goal because once you give him a chance, he can shoot. And that was his strength. His both feet was really good. So for me, I try to keep him wide. So the next guy that was skillful, he'd like to hold on to the ball. So the next defender, it was his opportunity to mark him because he's gonna always try to beat him, but I can always come across and help him and cover. So in the second leg, they switch us. And the guy that I was marking, he passed my next defender and he scored 4 goals in that final. And we lost. And I sit down and I think about it and I was like, oh, we lost this final. The other year around, it worked out that we meet them at the semifinal. And I learned from my mistake. The coach learned from his mistake. So what the coach did, the coach had me in the center of that defense. So when they thought I was going to mark him, I wasn't marking him. So we go to a back three where I'm in the center. So the game plan was like let him think that he got a lot of freedom. So each time the player go across and he go to shoot, I'm right in front of him to block. And then soon as we block and we win the ball, my job is not to even stay to mark him. My job is to go forward and put an extra. And that's what we've been doing. And they realize that's what we're doing. But when they start to realize that we're pushing, we're not man marking, we started push. We already up 3 goals to nothing. We won and we go on and win the final. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's up to the coach to learn from his mistake. Pochettino haven't learned at all from none of his mistake. From Tottenham to Paris, now into Chelsea. Like every final that he lost it the same way. And for me, that's why he had to go.
And so that is why it is. And I'm a guy who would never want the team to lose. There are some people, and I can understand, that it can get so frustrating. So there are some fans of any club like Chelsea, United, Liverpool, etc. Not Liverpool right now, Arsenal. That would a time comes that they hope that we lose, so the manager is sacked. I won't go to that extent, but let's say Pochettino. I know it's even saying that it's funny because I'm saying if he wins the cup because he never win anything, right? But let's be real. We are facing we have a good draws. Preston and which other team played? I forgot. And then Leeds United. Sorry. So 3 easier games so far, and Leicester City, at least a team from Division Two is we have, although they are not really a walkover, but I think we should win that game. So let's say we are in the semi-final. Let's say I know it's not a guarantee we'll beat Leicester City. Right now we don't know, but let's say as a friend of mine who supports United said congratulations 3 days ago that you are in the semi-final. I said I'm in the semi-final. He said because you have Leicester. So okay, so let's say we are in the semi-final. So you understand we have to win 2 games. Two games. It can be luck, it can be draws, many factors. Who knows? I think there's a game between Wolves and Coventry, I believe. So imagine if we face Wolves, we get Wolves, we are lucky. You see what I'm trying to say? So we can technically be in the final. And I know with Pochettino in the final, it's like even if you have $1 million, $10 million, it will be a risk to put $10 on Pochettino. See, I'm saying, but who knows? If players turn up, we are lucky, we score an early goal, the other teams get a red. See, I'm trying to make a situation how we can win the final. In the first minute, we score with the corner and defend. Who knows? So you see what I'm saying. So let's say if he wins the FA Cup somehow, which seems impossible right now, which is a good thing. I'll be happy that we win. I'll be happy for Chelsea more. But the consequence will be that these owners who really back him, because it's their pick, right? Their own pick. This they will look at the way I understand that he made it into a final of a Carabao Cup and he won the FA Cup, and it's a
Yeah,
project, and if we are, let's say, not below 10, let's say we are 10th, ninth, 10th, something like that, I am 99% sure that he will stay in the next season. So this
yeah,
is now becoming a concern for me. This is so strange. You get the point.
Yeah, I do get the point. Marin, I don't think that's where the biggest problem is. If he win a trophy, for me, they're gonna think that they're gonna give him a chance. Marin, let me ask you one question, and then you can pick it up after for me, Jay Z. To how this season been going, right? Because I'm trying to figure this out. Because I've been looking at the table, right? For 2024, Bournemouth haven't won any game. They won their first game today. West Ham United, the same thing. And Chelsea is still just a couple points behind and above. Like, how this real Chelsea team really reached this situation? Do you think that Chelsea gonna end up becoming a mid-table team? To be quite honest, this is a serious question that we really need to ask ourselves. The way how it's going.
yeah. Most definitely, I believe right now as I'm seeing Chelsea Football Club, it's a mid-table. Um, yeah, it's shocking that we're in the same position as last season. So like that can actually, remind us that, yeah, we were, meant to be mid-table with our performances this season as well. It's been shocking. No, and I've been telling, people have been telling me that he's gonna turn it around. You know, he's gonna get this game. He's gonna win. What happened to Brentford, man? You see, these points we lose, it's very crucial. And I'm sure we haven't even hit 40 mark yet, because that avoids relegation. That's like safety for next season for league. So if we're still trying to get 40 mark, man, and you're on now, like, how many games you on? Like 26, 27, or 25, I'm not sure. Games you have played in the Premier League, and you're trying to still get a 40 mark. Yeah, it's we can all see like everything pictured out, and people are still going to live in mediocrity. They'll still think Chelsea's gonna like make it through top six right now. I don't believe so. I think maybe top eight, top seven, if you can get top eight, top seven. But that's so like what's I say that we can also there's a possibility Poch can win FA Cup, and they can give him a chance, and that's spot on. They can give him a chance. So if it's gonna continue to run like this, like the owners not taking accountability of their wrongdoings or their failures, they know they failed. So if they really take accountability and they change some things, change the manager, change the directors, change all, then all will come through. But right now, at the moment, nah, man, I don't really see Chelsea Football Club picking up from where we left off. But it can happen that this team can end up playing football. I don't know where we can end up taking top six next season. Who knows? You know, like so said. But at the end of the day, I see Chelsea right now. I see as a mid-table team. So yeah, it's sad, but yeah, it is what it is. So
Jay-Z, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. So the similar question, right?
Yes, sir.
For this season, of course, it's almost 26 games. Who knows? I mean, I've seen funnier things, so we can still. You'll say after all this thing, I'm being optimistic. I am an optimistic person, to be very honest. So you'll always have the optimistic side of me, right? I'm not predicting anything because Pochettino has made me look terrible when it comes to prediction. Although I'm really good at it, to be very honest. But Pochettino has ruined that in this season. So I think yes, top 8-7 is realistic. United lost again. Who knows? Like all these teams, we are close. Although we are 10th, 11th, but in the last 3 months, if you see, the gap is always 2 to 6 points, 2 to 6 points from top six. It can always go here and there. I don't see us finishing less than eighth. I would still expect a minimum of eighth. I believe Brighton and Newcastle would finish below us. So I don't know if we can catch Man United. That's the most important thing. Man United is at six. They played, in my opinion, they played worse than us, but somehow they are at six. They have played terrible football all season long. And don't forget how they played in the Champions League, finished bottom of the group. So I don't know. It again depends on the momentum because we do play some good games all of a sudden, like with against City, against Villa, first half of the season against Arsenal. I'm just looking at these games. The people forget how we played against Arsenal until Sanchez made the error. So Pochettino was doing that as well. So what happened to all of that, right? What happened to the 4-4 against City? The first game against Liverpool, Aston Villa, Fulham at Craven Cottage. So there have been games that give me a lot of confidence, but there is no continuity. There is no consistency. So that is why it's so difficult to understand and predict that what is going on. It's also Pochettino has done with these kids. He has given us a few, but really, really good games at the top level. And then other half or 60-70% of the games have been so terrible. So, yeah, to answer the question for now, I don't know. Maybe seventh, eighth, I think we'll finish. I'll still think we'll go up, but I don't think so. We'll hit sixth, unfortunately, because for that we have to be consistent. But moving forward, I don't think so. We will be a mid-table team. I really don't think so. I think I'll make the prediction. I won't be shy. We'll be back to top four next season. Whoever the manager might be, I don't know. It could be Pochettino, it could be Mourinho, or it could be Amarim. I think we'll be back in the top four. The reason why I'm saying is that because of the new ownership, they sacked Tuchel. They had a very different kind of a recruitment, and then they got the sporting directors. They went with a very different system, got Pochettino. I think it has had to do with a lot of integration issues. So I don't see this to become a pattern and to become our reality. I just see this at best for this season, and then we'll progress. And don't forget the injuries. All the Reece James, Lavias, and all these big Nkunkus of the world we didn't have. So I believe we'll get back to top four next season. I really do, honestly, with more recruitment, adding a forward. But to end this topic, I think it will take us at least 5 years to maybe win the Premier League. That is the point. It's not about mid-table. I think we'll be fourth, close to fourth, probably fourth, as I said, next season, and stay there. But I think we'll just stay there. We'll become like an Arsenal, with all due respect. We'll become like what Man United is for the last 7, 8 years. I don't see us challenging for the title. As a Chelsea fan, I want to challenge. Fourth won't make me happy. Maybe next season will feel better if we finish fourth. But I think that will be our reality moving forward. And that is a concern.
I want to ask Marin one this question, and then it go to you. Do you think it's possible to sack Pochettino at this point in time without get rid of these two sporting directors? Do you think we should get, or if these sporting directors stay, should we get uh, a better person above them to lead this Chelsea team into the future? Because I think we got a lot. In my opinion, I think we got a lot of good young players. But do you think like these sporting directors should choose the next manager?
Um, Most precisely, um, because it's being run by Paul Stanley. So I, but anyway, like I just believe that a new manager is needed right now. But if with the same directors they can do that, right? Then I think they can come to a term where they can evaluate which type of recruitment they can get. Like when they analyze the players, they don't just recruit them, they analyze them, they scout them properly. Give them a season again to scout them. You know, if a managers can if a new manager can bring that principle into that into that area, I'm sure Paul and all those guys will have a understanding. But in my terms, I feel like if Poch goes, Paul is then is gonna stay. All those guys are gonna stay. So yeah, like the only way they can change is when we, as Chelsea fans, we just keep on, you know, calling it out, like calling out the truth. Never stop hiding the truth, because that's what they want us to do. They want us to hide the truth. So like when we call it out, it just brings, it brings the community together, and they respond, as well. They're gonna respond if the whole of a community of Chelsea football fans come and lay out the truth about what's happening into this football club. They will respond back, So if we continue to do that, I'm sure we'll probably see some changes. But right now, I also want, like what Mr. Jay Z said. Like I also, like, I have no hate for Pochettino. He's a good manager. He is a very good manager, man. You've seen his criteria and his caliber. But like for Chelsea Football Club right now, no, no. So he's not our guy. So yeah, I think we should let him go. The directors will still stay. So I think we need to adjust from what's gonna happen afterwards, and we'll see how things will process from there. So yeah.
So, I mean, there are two things to it, right? I'll try to make it short. Sometime I go in a lot of detail. The question is, what should we do? As far as merit goes, as far as facts and how it should be done, the first people should be sacked are the sporting directors, because they, in my opinion, they are the ones to be blamed. Not just for Pochettino, but the way they recruited the team. 1 billion invested. Even I, trust me, even I, who is not has not worked as a professional sporting director or recruiter, trust me, I really believe I could have done a better job, right? So I mean, come on, they have invested a lot, but not invested wisely, correct? The midfield, there is a huge void in the midfield. I really believe that the midfield profiling is wrong. It was done very bad. We didn't have the physicalities. We don't have the height. I know it sounds like very elementary things, but we didn't get that right. We didn't get a striker. We are playing the season without a striker. Come on, come on, come on. Who does that, right? Who does that? So you can talk about Caicedo individually, Enzo. I would never had bought Caicedo. Trust me, if Enzo was there, never. So we don't need a Caicedo when you have Enzo and Lavia, or we don't get Lavia when we have Enzo and Caicedo. Get a different type of player. And the way they invested 100 million more on Mudrich, getting Jackson, although Jackson shows quality, but I don't know. You see, right? With the same amount of money, we could have bought at least twice or thrice quality, the level of quality in the players. So I would definitely sack them. And when we analyze in other channels and other platforms, we generally, people who share my perspective say 70-75% is the fault of sporting directors. Rest maybe 20 is Pochettino. So they should go, but this is what should be done, right? But it won't be done. This should be done. This is what the merit asks for. But if the owners sack the sporting directors, so let's go to the politics or the philosophy or how world works, the corporation's world. They would admit it in a way that they have been wrong all along. So they would say there is a huge, they would admit a underlying issue, and it would not look good on their profile, on their status, right? If they sack sporting directors, it would look bad on the owners that they got it all wrong. So in that perspective, how the world works, the corporations, they would not do that even if they want to do that. And especially if the sporting directors are in good terms and are dealing well with the owners. They will continue and most likely will continue. So the chop will fall on Pochettino, not on the sporting directors, because sporting directors are in a way showing or resembling or giving a picture of the whole plan of recruitment that the owners set up for them, and then they are implying it. So sacking them in what 1 year would look really bad on the owners. Now, as far as the new manager goes, yeah, that's why I'm concerned. Of course, sporting directors will pick it. I'm sure owners will have a lot of say. I don't know how it works over here because every club has a different methodology. So that's why I'm concerned. Like why are they not going for Flick or for Conte, or they're not talking to Nagelsmann? And when they talk to Nagelsmann, what happened? We still don't know why he rejected them. Right? Rejected us. So maybe they really want a yes man. They want someone who can work in their structure, that they totally control the recruitment, and this is the profile we'll have. So now I have more questions than answers, right? That I really worry that they are not going for these elite managers because they will not get along well with them, because those managers will demand stuff and they will not uh, able to give it, or they don't want to give it. And I know this sounds ridiculous, but I believe it makes sense. And unfortunately, I don't see them going for an elite manager if Pochettino is sacked, because if they want to, this is the time. This is the time, and I really believe they have a way. They have a certain methodology, and they only want a manager who abides by that.
In my take on it, I see a big conflict is going on. To be quite honest, in the ownership, because I don't know if you guys been noticing. Like if you listen to all the reports that's coming out, and if you notice, Todd Bowley really take a big step back. You know, I think he was the face of the project because he was the main one that bring the project to Blue Coal.
I'm
And
so sorry to cut you. Kindly give me 5 minutes. I have to take a call. I'll be back.
oh, sure, yeah, sure. Blue Coal, and Todd Bowley seems like they're not seeing eye to eye because Todd Bowley seems like he want to sign a world class player, like a marketing player, and it seems like the Blue Coal rather go down the other way where they go for all these young players. So for me, it seems like they're not seeing eye to eye. What do you think about that, Marin?
If two owners, two business partners don't see eye to eye, yo, like, because they're the reason why we got a billion to spend. They are the reason why we have no profit to spend more. Apparently, we're gonna have more profit to spend more next season. So that made me like, happy a bit. So we probably gonna get one or two purchases right. But yeah, like you said, Mr. Calvin, like, yo, if two like business partners are like, fighting and they're not seeing eye to eye, like there's clearly something wrong. There's something that's going on. So yeah, if if that if that had to like if that had to happen, like, you know yeah, it's shocking, but like I said, yeah, like what Mr. Jay-Z said, they're corporate owners, so they'll never admit that they're right or they're wrong. So yeah, we just have to go on the terms now, and like Mr. Jay-Z said, they have to fire the sporting directors from there. And Pochettino, they can let him go. But it seems like Poch will stay if he wins FA Cup. But yo, if Todd Bowley and they are beefing, yeah, it's serious. It's really serious. So yeah.
Because if you notice, Todd Bowley did try to sign Cristiano Ronaldo when he was acting as a sporting director, and and then that didn't work out, and then all of a sudden we just started to go left, just started to go for only youths. So I think that if it was Todd Bowley, to be quite honest, because I know that everyone is blaming Todd Bowley for everything that's been happening, because as they're saying, he's the face of the project. But for me, I think Todd Bowley, when he was a sporting director, he was trying to get all these experienced players. Which some of those experienced players that did come in, I think that if we did have a different manager than from Thomas Tuchel, I think some of those experienced players would have worked out. To be quite honest, do I think that all these young players that we buy are gonna be world class for Chelsea? I don't think so.
Nah, if they're not around experienced players playing around them, nah, they won't. They won't. Close enough. I think Enzo will reach that potential. Enzo Palmer, um, yeah, those two, Gusto and also Gusto and Petrovic, those four, like I feel like they have a potential to go elite. But yo, they too young. They got it all wrong. Recruitment they got it all wrong. With the investment on the youth, they just got it all wrong. So yeah.
I'm looking at Fofana play over there at Burnley. You can see that he got a lot of potential. To be quite honest,
Yo,
Fofana
the,
will do well in this team right now. To be honest.
and I also saw Fofana Cook. Yo, this guy like his ball progression is actually good, man. He can hold the ball. He can, you know. And if he comes to this team, will I actually see him actually ball? I don't think so. The way we left Nkunku isolated in the front, we keep leaving Nkunku isolated. But no, I won't bash Nkunku, right? He's been injured, so he's not gonna play good. He came from an injury. So yeah, like yeah, it's crazy. Like yeah, I think Fofana has the potential enough to go elite. But I feel like he's gonna leave Chelsea. I don't know which club because he's not getting a lot of game time here. And plus, we're trying to buy Osimhen and that guy from Sporting. So I'm just concerned about Fofana's position because already Jackson is ahead of him. It looks like that. So yeah, oh, we signed these players, then we offload them like crazy, like we didn't even use them. And we signed them in like 40 million, 50. We spend so much on these young prolific players, and we end up not using them. So it comes back to like the recruitment's bad, man. It's just bad.
Yeah, I'll keep on telling you all from a couple weeks ago. Right now, that Ollie Watkinson guy. To be quite honest, I won't even worrying about no the Victor Osimhen. I will take a look on that Watkinson guy because he's proven to me that he is a striker. Jay Z is back. Go ahead, Jersey.
Yeah, sorry. I clicked on the button and then moved for a while. Uh, yeah, so the last thing I heard before I left for a while was when you're talking about the split in the with the owner. So I don't know how much truth is into that, but I was thinking when you made this reference, right, that maybe there's some truth into the I won't say incident, but the when Pochettino ignored, and then it was reported that he didn't see Todd Bowley. So who knows that maybe he did it intentionally. At Wembley when he went to take his silver medal. If you guys saw the clip, that Todd Bowley was just right in front of him on the left, but he overlooked. Later, he said he didn't see him. So and other reports also suggest that Iqbali is completely in favor of Poch, and it's thought that it is has different or his people or his disciples, if you want to say that, has some reservations of Poch, and Iqbali still want to back him. So I don't know. Maybe Poch and Todd are not on good terms. So I have a question. So because I don't really look too much into these news and stuff, I'm just wondering, do you guys think, the question for both of you, that the board still wants to back Pochettino? They want him to work or get something that they. I mean, the question is, are they? Are they really trying to give him another season and expect him to get something from it? Like, are they really backing him still?
Go ahead, Marine. I'll go last.
All right. Yeah, most definitely. Like the way you like said it, so like I think this guy is gonna get another chance. If he's not out of FA Cup, they're gonna give him a chance. And like you said, one owner is backing him up, so yeah, it could be possible that Pochettino will stay for another season. I don't want him to stay, but yo, if it's gonna happen like that, yo, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see if that decision happens that Pochettino's gonna stay for a second year of his contract. Then yeah, but yo, I don't want him to renew it because if he fails in the second season, I don't want him to renew it. He better go. So
For me, I think he got two game to be honest to save his season. I think the Newcastle game because let me pull it up. We got Newcastle next Monday. Then I think on the Sunday we got Leicester in the quarterfinal of the FA Cup. Then we got then we got Burnley, and the Arsenal game is postponed. So we're gonna go to Manchester United first before we even play Arsenal because we did have Arsenal and Manchester United back to back. Then we got Sheffield United. Then we got Everton, and remember the Tottenham game was postponed too. Then we got Brighton, Aston Villa, West Ham United, Nottingham Forest, and the last game is against Bournemouth. So I think that most of those games are winnable. I think if he fails against Newcastle and get really beaten really bad, I think the conversation gonna really start. And I think if we go out against Leicester, I think that would be the end of the road for him. That will leave us only with I think about 10 games left of the season, to be honest, because we play 26 game. So that will leave us only 10 game, 10 to the 11 game to the end of the season. So if he don't get a good result against Newcastle at home, and if we go out against Leicester at home, I think that would be the last call for him. To be honest, that's all I think. I think right now they're putting it out there, so they're backing him. But once you see they start to put out in the media that they're backing him, and then you start to hear, oh, Chelsea been talking about this manager or talking to this manager just in case, that they give him a task. And once a manager or coach get a task, it's either two way. It's either he's gonna directly just give up and throw it away and get sacked, or he's gonna try to improve. And for right now, I don't see any improvement. So I think those two games will be his final call.
Yeah, I agree. If we lose to Leicester, I think it should be over. Of course, if we lose to Leicester in the quarterfinal, but again, it's such a fine line, fine margin. If we beat Leicester, which he should, come on, he and Chelsea, the players should beat Leicester. He'll be in the semi-final, and then of course I want us to win. I want to win the FA Cup, but Pochettino will stay. That's what I'm saying. I cannot like emphasize more. I, and I really wanted Pochettino all along to stay. I'll feel proud too if he wins the cup. Trust me. But I still think we should go for another manager. But the owners will not go. I'm sure if he wins the cup, he'll stay here, and he can have a good season with additional players. Trust me, he can have a good season. But at the end of the day, if we are Chelsea, if we want to be at a certain level, we should be proactive, go for an elite manager, right? That's all I'm trying to say.
I understand what you're saying. I think it's that's what I will keep on saying. Right now, it's gonna be a really sticky situation for each and every club out there because we cannot wait until the end of the season to really say you're gonna sack him. Available in the summer is gonna be a little bit more attractive than Chelsea
Yes.
at this point in
So
time.
I don't remember in my lifetime if there was ever a window when so many top clubs need a manager. So let's count again. for our audience. Liverpool, we all know Klopp is leaving, so Liverpool needs a manager. Bayern Munich is looking for a manager. Two, Barcelona is looking for a manager. So see, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, potentially Chelsea and Manchester United. I think Manchester United will get rid of Ten Hag. I honestly do, especially with the new co-owners. So we have United, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, and potentially Chelsea, Juventus. So this is amazing, right? And if
Newcastle
we
too. Don't forget
Newcastle,
Newcastle.
if we sleep or delay, we don't get it. We don't get anyone and we end up with. I know that some people, and I believe Meyer likes Deserby. I think he's done a good job, but why go for untested water or cherries, right? We cannot afford that. And when you have so many good managers, how many times during March every year you can call so many elite managers sitting in the home eating popcorns? That's all I can say.
And don't forget Real Madrid too, because if Ancelotti don't win that La Liga or the Champions League, you know for a fact they're gonna sack him too, because they only give him the extension because they didn't have a manager to. Cause remember they were gonna sack him, and because they didn't have a manager to replace him,
Yes,
they hold on and give him an extra year on his contract. He only got 1 year extension.
right. And who knows? They'll still try to get Alonso. Once Alonso, if he wins the Bundesliga with Florentina Perez, you never know. He can still try and get him this at the end of the year.
Yeah, because if you notice, Real Madrid probably they're gonna look at it and said if we let him go to Bayern Munich for another 1 or 2 years, probably get comfortable and settle there, and probably Ancelotti gonna have to go. Because remember Ancelotti did link with the Brazilian job, to be quite honest. So you don't want to. They don't want that to pass them on. So probably they even go for him in this summer too. So it's a close call. So if you're gonna sack Pochettino to try to attract one of those manager, you're gonna have to do it from now.
Or the second thing could be maybe more respectful thing, because maybe these elite managers won't want to come in March. I'm just saying, perhaps they would, because they know it's not their fault and no one will blame them. The other thing could also, it's not that they don't have an option. They can make a deal with any of these 4 5 managers we talk, and they can announce that Pochettino will leave after the end of the season. Same how Bayern Munich did with Tuchel. So the fans will be comfortable. At least they know Pochettino will go, and the players, Poch will also try to do as good as possible, because he knows if he finish bad, he won't get a good club. He will still try to get, at least with all due respect, let's say a Wolves or Nottingham Forest club. He wants to get a job, right? So even though he knows that his days are numbered, he would want to have a good end so he can attract some mid-table club to against restart his career. It's not that he won't work. He would try hard to end a good career, prove them wrong that okay, like you announce I'll be gone, but look, I did this at the end of the season. So it's a win-win situation, and we have already struck a deal with the manager to take over in July. So I'm saying there are ways we can go about it. Even if we don't sack Poch now, we can formally announce that he's leaving, and this is the manager who will join. I think it will be good for everyone.
100% correct. What you said, you're 100% right. Moraine, what do you think about it?
Yeah, he's 100% spot on about it. So, like I said, the one thing he said, Mr. Jay-Z said that they're gonna give him time, and I can see that happening. They're gonna give him time. So, um, if he manages to win FA Cup, they'll give him time. No, but I want him gone, and if he's gone, then that's better fine for me. Like how Jay-Z said, how they handled Tuchel's situation. If they can do that for Chelsea Football Club, I'll be alright with it.
Uh, by the way, a quick update: the ladies' teams are beating Leicester 3 goals to nothing right now. 72 minutes in the game.
Honestly speaking, I was thinking now to really cover all these
You
games
know,
and to analyze the games. I need some happiness, honestly, and the ladies are giving us. And to be very honest, we should, because they are also Chelsea, so we should give them more coverage as well, and yeah, we should be proud of their achievement.
I always try to bring it up in my stream. Probably not long like how I should do, but I always give the little highlights. I think that Jay Z. I think me and you and Marin should start on your channel and my channel where we give the ladies at least a little appreciation and the youth team. I don't know what you guys think about it.
I completely agree
Yeah.
because they are Chelsea, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if
Yeah,
someone say that we are not doing well, how can you say that? The ladies are doing well, right? And all power to them. How they have improved, and generally the women football in general. It's, and if you see the World Cup and all the leagues, and Chelsea for the last many years have been fantastic. So I think it's our responsibility, I would say, to give them coverage and to feel proud, and to and for us to also enjoy their success, because the men's team is really, giving us a lot of trouble and a lot of difficult nights.
Yeah, didn't the win Champions League last season, the ladies?
I think they went to the final, right? Where they went? They went to the final last and lose to Barcelona. I think they went to the final and lose to Barcelona, but every single season they're always up there. That's the only trophy they haven't won yet. And for me, right now, to I look at it, they're going for the fourth peat, just like Man City. Like if they win the women's league this season, they're gonna win four in a row, or five in a row, either four or five in a row. That Jay Z maybe know more about it than me.
Yeah, that's correct, and that's what I'm saying. That if we are basically giving coverage and talking about Chelsea Football Club, so we should cover all of the different divisions women's football. And yeah, I was a few weeks ago talking to a female friend of mine, and she was talking about that, and she was saying that she was saying that you didn't cover women's football, you don't talk about it. So I said no. I opened my Twitter. I said, look, I follow. I follow Chelsea women's team, and I really give them respect. And I said yes, it's in my plans to give more coverage, because it's the same. Come on, let's face it, it's the same. So if we are feeling down, and we are now, you understand, right? So we have different divisions. They are Chelsea as much as the men's team are Chelsea Football Club, right? So we should be proud and we should be happy and tell all the rival fans when they talk we are doing so well. That's a great idea. When tomorrow I'll go to the office, I know they will first thing will say, "Oh, you bottled again." I said, "We are a very successful club. We are winning all the time," and I'll give the reference to the women's team. Why not? I think it's our responsibility, right?
Yeah, yeah. We think we can. We can get that together. I don't know, Jay Z. Does you have WhatsApp?
Yes, I do. So sorry, I'm eating. If I'm not clear, I'm just eating something. If that's okay, I can talk. I'm just saying if I'm making some noises because of that. Yes, I
Oh, no,
have.
no, no,
You
you're
can.
fine. No, I was just saying if you use WhatsApp because I want to see if I because I sometimes I don't get to go on X because of work. But if you
Yes, so
like
I can.
if you like a WhatsApp group, like if you right away I get it I will get the information quicker than how I get it on X.
I got it. So I'll send the contact on I'll DM you the contact.
Yeah, you can DM me on X or one of those places so we can build a little group where we can get the message across because we need to cover the whole entire Chelsea.
Exactly, and as I said, this was already in my head, and it's amazing that you brought up. So I was thinking like, okay, so being a little bit lazy, you can say. So I have already this thing in my mind, and it's amazing that you were thinking along the same lines, and we should do. Why not? And not only it will enhance our, you can say, content creation, our reach, but we can be very proud that at a time when the women's football is still in, let's say, developing, we were there. We can always look back and say we were there, right?
Yeah, we're there. Yeah, and they're doing good, and that would be a really good thing to at least draw some more the ladies into it too, because here you can't look at it and say there's a man world. It's both a man and a woman world to make it work, right?
Yes, exactly. And our team is the best. And they are Chelsea Football Club. They are Chelsea. They are Blues. They are as much blue as anyone else. So, and I can understand that if they don't get the appreciation how they would feel. So we should encourage them. They are doing amazing, and we should be very proud of it, right? Uh,
Yeah, we
uh,
should.
they're doing fantastic, to be very honest. It's unheard of. And so yeah, so whenever we talk that we are doing bad or we are suffering, we are just relating it to men's team. But if we see the women's team, we are completely dominating the league.
All right, we're gonna close it off, but don't leave yet, because I want a last word from both of you. Start with you, Marin. You know, any last words, any last thing that you really want to see, happen with the club, or where you think we go from here?
Yeah, like I said, from now on, it's just hope for the best. I think that's what, if those who have hope still, I think it's just hope for the best. But yeah, like by your guys' opinion, like I would actually prefer Emma Hayes to come to the men's team, so because she's been, good with the women's team, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So, but I also watch, if you guys can also cover the under 21s, because I also watched the under 21s. Recently I watched Harvey Vale. He went too low. Um, Go Chris came from there as well, so Go Chris is now on the first team. They are actually good players. Was his that guy Hutchison went to Ipswich Town, yeah. So he's also like he was playing some games in the under 21. So yeah, like yeah, it'll be awesome. Like yeah, and I'll share it around. So yeah, guys, it'll be cool.
You there, Jersey?
Yes, sir. So I really don't have the final words because it's a situation where we are swimming in the big sea and we are on the mercy of the waves where they take us. That honestly, these are my final words. I just can't say anymore.
And for me, honestly, I love Chelsea so much that even these days, for me to get a little bit of peace of mind, like it's hard to even celebrate when we score a goal, to be quite honest. If you tell me, oh, this Disasi scored the equalizer, I can tell you right now, because it was so painful to watch. I couldn't do it no more. I have to walk away. To be honest, when I come back, I saw that we equalized. I didn't even try to go back to see how we're equalized, because these days the team is just so un unpredictable. Like I never know what we're gonna get from it, and it shouldn't be like that because we're Chelsea. And I think right now, like the owners and the sporting directors, who's doing all the iron, this is the time to get Chelsea back where Chelsea used to be, because Klopp is leaving. The only person you have to compete with is Pep. If you get you a good manager right now that no one can predict at this point in time, that would give us a good run for next season. Manchester United gonna go through a process. So he's only leave Arsenal and City. So if we can capitalize on these mistakes at this point in time, I think it will be good for us. But do I trust these sporting directors and the owners to make the right choice? I don't think so. I think that we need someone above these two, to be quite honest, like a CEO. I know we did get a CEO from the blue coal brand, but he can be like the CEO who control all our merch, all the sponsoring and everything like that. But I think we need someone above these two, like who can pull the string, someone with name and power that can pull players, like someone who have respect in the game. I think that's where we've been failing. I think that's why we've been getting all these run over in the transfer market, because these men don't have the name, they don't have the power pull, and I think that's the respect. They don't got the respect in the game, and I think that's what we need. We need someone that have respect. Like people gonna respect you once you step into that boardroom. When you're gonna go into, just like Graniskaya, when she were there, when she go in the negotiation, everyone know that she's a tough negotiator. So everyone know that you can't mess with her, because she will pull away and you'll be the loser. She don't. We need something in that perspective right now, and I think that's what we don't got, and it's showing on the field because team don't respect us no more. So we don't got the respect in board level. We don't got respect in coaching level. We don't got respect on the field, and I think that's where we're lacking. That's why I was saying, bring me back a Jose Mourinho. Wish you to both of you know that I wasn't the one for Jose Mourinho earlier, but right now at this point in time, I would say bring me back a Jose Mourinho, or someone who gonna get the respect on the field or in the board level where we can go and negotiate. Because especially Brighton, they take a run around with us each time we go there to bid for one of those players. You know how they cheat us in that boarding room. Like you have to come out and give them exactly what they need. That's never used to be Chelsea. Chelsea used to have the upper hand when they step in and they need a player. They negotiate and they walk out with whatever they want. Look at Sari and Jorginho. When we go to Napoli and we negotiate, we end up come with both Sari and Jorginho. Little stuff like that. Like we need back some respect in the board area, and we need back some respect on the field. I don't know if you guys have anything to add on what I said, or what you think about what I said.
No, I completely agree with you. You summed it up very well. This is the issue. So we don't have the characters, the personalities, or even the experience. So the sporting directors, with all due respect, came from Brighton, and they don't have the profile or the CV. They have some the you can say curriculum or the training or all the certificates, right? But they don't have the experience at the highest level. They abide by the regulations, they abide by the some of the examinations that they have done. Sorry, I'm forgetting it, so I'll address that in the next. So basically they are qualified, they're highly qualified sporting directors as far as academics is concerned. That's what I'm trying to say. But they don't have the experience, the exposure, or even they don't appear to be the people who can deliver or get the deals through at the highest level. But who knows what happens, what will happen. Yeah, so you're correct. We don't have the personality either. It's sporting director, manager Pochettino, my favorite, my beloved Pochettino, or even the team, the young players. We don't see a lot of leadership apart from Enzo, I would say, who appears to have these characteristics, the attributes to be a good leader. So you are correct. We need to change the underlying issues. We need to change all of that, right? As they say, we don't have the bricks of the house to to develop. The bricks are all over the place. So it's all about the foundation. It's all about the grassroots, and we didn't get it correct, in my opinion. So yeah, I completely agree with you. Completely concur with you.
You there, Marin?
Yeah, most definitely spot on, guys. Like, yeah, um, like I don't have no words, man. Like, guys, like, be honest. Like, obviously, like what we've been seeing, what's going on. I have no words to really describe like what I'm seeing with this club. It's for me. It's just like yeah. It's so no. I don't even know where we're gonna go forward. If if we finish top 7, 8, what's our next direction again next season? We check. Um, is it rebuilding again? Rebuilding for a second time, third time probably now. Um, the project is the thing is that when you hire a man, I don't want to hear a project. I don't want to hear project. Like when you hire a man, I don't want to hear project. I just want to hear, get these players to play, football. And yeah, let's get results. And if it happens, we lose games, but we really perform in top 3, top 4. It's okay. I don't mind that, you know. But when really like I see, 12th place again, it's just concerning me really. Like, yeah, I just don't have no words to say about Chelsea. No, it's crazy. But yeah, if Pochettino goes, I want him to stay, but he needs to go, bro, because he's under a lot of pressure. And I did you guys heard what he said after the press against Brentford? He's like we had 3 massive games and we only needed 1 point, right? Out of those 3 massive games we had, out of those 2 games we had with the league, you only needed a point from the league. I was like, what? Did you really say that on press? I'm like, okay, yo, I'm just like, okay, if you really under pressure like that, my guy, just let us know, bro. Like, okay, change the system. What's going on? Let us know what's going on. Is it the board? No, like, what's going on? The players are not good enough? No, no, come out, bro. Don't hide under the closet. Just come out. Stop sending subliminal messages. Please come out. But if he doesn't, he's gonna get fired. Then yeah, we'll bring in a new manager. I don't want to hear project, guys. Yo, I don't want to hear project. Project. Nah, nah. I don't want to hear that we sign a manager because of a project. No, I just got sold a dream. Now they're gonna sell me another dream. Should I believe that? It's really tough. So yeah.
You're 100% right. Like we all get sold a dream because you know me, me and Jay Z was backing Pochettino and saying that we'll at least till the end of the season. But to hear both of us really come out and start to say, like I think it's time. It's hard to take because none of us really want to say that we want someone to lose their job. Like no, but show us that you got the capability to do the job. At least show us something. But to be sitting right there in 11th place where you got West Ham United still above us, and Brighton and all of them being dropping and losing games and still late every week that we get an opportunity to close the gap. That's when you uncoach your team. Like we cannot close the gap. Every time that we get a chance to push away from the rest, we end up lose and regress. So the gap is still right there. You can't move. It's just like for me, it's too much. I want to sit and watch my Chelsea game and can enjoy it. I want to can sit and see Chelsea score, and I can sit and say, oh, I know we can hold this out. I know we can build on this. Like there's nothing I can say that I can build on. You were here with me, Marin, when we were doing I think it was the FA Cup, and I told you that I couldn't watch it when we scored that late goal. Then
Yeah,
I
it was the Crystal Palace game. Yeah,
yeah, the
the
Crystal
Crystal
Palace game where
Palace
I
game.
have to turn it off. You were the one
Yo,
was giving me the said we score.
mm,
It's hard, it shouldn't be like that, Jersey.
Yeah, and I was thinking when you were talking, I was trying to rewind, and you know how I'm thinking and thinking, what should I get, what should I get from the database? Last time we talked, there's I think it's, and of course we can speculate. We don't know what I'm going to say. It's just a speculation. As you said in the last time, I believe we talked that the loss that Pochettino suffered 4 years ago in the Champions League final against Klopp. He couldn't recover from that, and I believe there is a lot of truth into that. Right? We sometimes just see things from the surface, but you know how detrimental it can get to a player or a manager if you always end up being second or third or second, losing finals, losing three cup finals, losing Champions League final, runner up in the Premier League with Tottenham. So I think it gets to you, and perhaps I think this there is something into that because, you know, just on his defense, he spent 5 years at Tottenham, and the worst season he finished fifth in those 5 years. Fifth. Only one time he finished outside top four. What I'm trying to say, that he was never that bad what he's doing here. The whole debate was always, is Pochettino good enough to win the league or Champions League with Chelsea when he was appointed last year in April, May. And the people were like, oh, he could always be the second or third best. He can take you to the top four. But what I'm trying to say, and people were like, oh, he can only get you a top four. Let's not have him. Fine, perfect. But he's not even getting there. Are you getting the point? He's not getting. He's like, you can say, an expert in getting top four with a very, which word should I use? I would say small, because Tottenham fans complain to me in private. I have to respect a little bit. Let's say a club which is not used to winning, or with less finance. Tottenham, he finished 4 years in top four. Again, I'm not praising him. I'm just trying to use some logic and identify that he has been proven to be consistent enough to always be there, challenging top two, top three, four, not winning. Okay. But at Chelsea, he's at 11th with a $1 billion investment. So this is so perplexing. This is baffling. This is so I know. I mean, I would blame Pochettino, but you see, there is more into that. There is a bad recruitment. There is an issue, more issues at Chelsea than Pochettino. But even if we say Pochettino is not at fault, the damage has been done emotionally, that it will take a lot for him to recover, in my opinion. I still think he's a good manager. Given time, he can do better. But why take this path? Why take a gamble when we have good managers? So you see, he did well at Tottenham. What he did at Tottenham, he's not even doing 20% of that at Chelsea. And that is why I have finally given up on Pochettino. And I have been, and Gavin knows, and people who know, probably I believe knows or not, but I have been a big supporter of Pochettino for his work at Tottenham. And I believe with the investment that we had at Chelsea, he could do more. He can maybe in the 2 3 years challenge for the title. But it's the other way around, unfortunately, what's going on.
Uh, you guys 100% right. Like, it's hard to take because I know all three of us love the team so much and the club overall, and for what we've been getting, it's hard to take. You know, do we want to see our team done here? No. Do we want to see our team get better? Of course. Do we see progress at this point in time? No. You know, so all of these questions are there to ask and to be answered. For me, if one of the owners or the sporting director, if someone come out and say, at least like, oh, we're sorry, we thought this could work, or we know this is gonna work. What we're doing, we're building something for the future, and we just need a little bit of patience. We will feel inside a little bit, more ups ties coming on. We will feel a little bit better, to at least know that there is something that we can hold on to. But there's nothing for us to hold on to. Anything you want to say, Ty? Like you just jump on?
Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. I just came on and heard better, and I'm seeing the board or the problems. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hi, Guy. Big up. I would just like to know how you're
Ah,
doing. Are
sorry.
you recovered? How's the
Big up.
health? I would just like to know that.
Uh, better.
All
Yeah,
right, go ahead. We are just talking about what it is, the problems here, the losses, the suffering, the results, the manager, the sporting director. So please add your perspective to that.
Um, uh, well, I've been that one person that has always said that I'm concerned about the present. Um, I used to share the sentiment that coach has, but even now I'm starting to question if the future will be even bright, because um, the 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 whole structure that looks like what the plan is with the owners and sporting directors and everyone that's involved at the club is to just simply sign young players and build on their potential, which in itself it's very immature to think. It's one where it reeks of lack of experience. It reeks of not knowing how to actually run a football club, because you can't expect to sign so many young players and then something will just click. You need somebody that has been there and done that to lead the fold. Silva is going to be leaving at the end of the season, so you can't even rely on Silva any further. And even Silva isn't really the most rehearsed player anymore because he's had his struggles. But I don't know. Everything in the club right now is really concerning. It makes me wonder what's going to happen to the club. I've always looked at the narrative of Chelsea have won everything, so it would just seems as if after winning everything, the club goes into a complete level of mediocrity and is just mediocre that we'll see. I'm hoping that's not the case, but that's honestly how it appears. I had my reservations about the ownership and it being a consortium from the very beginning. I obviously you can't judge something without seeing it in full swing, and I mean things will always get better, but they need more experienced minds in the back room. And yes, getting people to deal with finance and everything is always good, but it, right now the club looks like it's just being run for pure profit and just signing these young players so that you can sell them in the future, and then after that you get money, because obviously these owners will obviously want to see the success of these players and everything. But everything within the club really concerns me. It makes me wonder what's next. Pochettino has proven to me more than ever that he quite easily isn't the one that will deliver what Chelsea fans will want. I mean, I'm one for still giving an opportunity to perhaps change the narrative, but even then, I don't really know. I don't really think that really happens. It's kind of funny to me that every time it looks close, as if okay, this might be the final straw, something happens. Chelsea either win or they perform completely better than they did prior to the whole situation. So it, it's quite interesting, but Pochettino just doesn't seem like he's the one that will bring Chelsea to where they want. Even if he's gonna be the instigator of that progression and the new life under the new ownership, I don't think that's gonna happen. I guess it was a poor appointment if what you wanted from him is not what you're getting. But it is what it is. It's unfortunate. We've gone through approximately four managers, probably three professional managers. Well, four. It's actually four. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I should add Tuku to that into that really, because he was barely at the club under the ownership. But yeah, it's concerning for me. Like I said, I'm hoping things get better, but right now I don't see that happening anytime soon because there's lack of experience in the planning and preparations of the squad.
My biggest point of what you said is well said. My biggest problem that I got right now by looking at everything, like this Cole Palmer and Gusto and Petrovic, those three players that we signed for me stood out more than the rest. My biggest concern is if we continue down this road, what's gonna happen with these young players that putting in out effort week in and week out, trying to at least build a name at Chelsea. I'm scared to be quite honest, as Ty said, about even the future right now, because if we don't start to get a winning mentality, this can break players. This can be a mental break, and I'm really, really scared of it, to be quite honest. Like, this is one of my biggest concerns is right now is for the future. Because even Parma, you can see a little bit of overwork in this game, and you can see that he's trying everything to prove to the Man City fans and the Man City entire board and everything that they didn't believe in him. Plus, he's trying to make a name for himself, and he's doing too much. I think he need help, and if he don't get help soon enough, I think we will burn him out too soon. I don't know what you guys think about it.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. That's very true. If you've noticed, and I think you probably have, in the most recent games, you started to see him having a dip in form. He'll do some things that will actually make you applaud him, but he's missing opportunities more than ever now. He's struggling to break down and to get past teams at times. So you're starting to see he being burned out, and he needs to arrest. And in a sense, he did get that rest in the FA Cup, but he's actually having a struggle because it's somewhat of what I was hoping wouldn't happen. It's a one man team. It's if Cole Palmer doesn't have a good game, they know that Chelsea are unlikely to have a good game because he's been an integral part in a lot of the wins that have happened. He's either scored a goal or he's got an assist, and his stats signify that. I mean, people make comparisons. They make pictures to say Kai Havertz this and the upgrade on Kai Havertz and all of that. So yes, it's a problem, and we've gone back to that situation yet again with a new player, where it's a one man team. At one point, it was Mason Mount. If Mason Mount doesn't do good, then Chelsea are going to do well. And Mason Mount being key to whatever Tuchel was doing at that time. I know it's the same with Cole Palmer. Whatever Pochettino is trying to do, if Cole Palmer doesn't have a good game, then in a sense, you don't see the best form of Chelsea. So it's concerning. It really is. I'm hoping we don't continue to burn him out. We need to actually give him rest, actually take the pressure off him. And as you said, he's obviously he has actually has a lot on his plate because he has to prove to Man City that him leaving Man City wasn't really bad for him. And even though he's got the opportunities that he wanted more minutes and all of that, if he goes and he doesn't thrive at a different club, they're going to say that, oh, you left the club and he could have been guaranteed success at City, and you've gone to a club where you're struggling and you're losing games and you're in the bottom half of the table. So, yeah, I I really don't want that to be the case. I want it to be a difference where we don't have this reliance on him because he's just one player. He's young himself and he still has a lot to learn and to develop in. So we need to take that pressure off him. And that's why, once more, I say we need to sign more experienced players. We need more experience in the attack. And Kunku, unfortunately, is not going to be that player because he seems to have reoccurrent injuries happening left, right, and center. So, unfortunately, I don't think we can rely on him to be that leader. And Sterling may quite easily leave the club in the summer. So, even Sterling, as the one of the more experienced heads, you may not even have him next season. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But 100%, Cole Palmer is the essentially the life of Chelsea at the moment.
100%, 100% right. Ty, Jersey, you want to answer this question or anything to add on what Ty said?
No, I agree with you. I think we are all in agreement today. There is no, you can say, another different perspective or anything, because the situation is so detrimental. It's so bad that we have the same idea or the same philosophy. So as far I mean, Ty just joined, so I don't know if he knows or not. He knows that I'm a huge, big Pochettino supporter, right? So if you are living under the rock, Ty, I just wanted to give you the breaking news that I'm finally Pochettino out, Poch out. So imagine how bad it has got. So out, can you even imagine that it's me who is Poch out? If I'm Poch out, it's over. Trust me, it's over, because I don't think so. You have known anyone who has defended Poch to the extent that I have. So you want me to answer this question on the screen?
Oh yeah, you can go for it.
I think you asked me for a question. If was this was it this one?
Oh, the one earlier, oh, you answered already because he was saying it about Patch. Should Patch get time? But I think you
So
already
yeah,
answered.
in the start of the show, I have give. I think we talked in a greater detail on it. So just to, if you, for your dear audience, uh, to wrap it up, to give the summary. So my perspective is that I still think he's a great manager. I still stick to what I said about his time at Tottenham. I still think he has the capability, but it has got to the point that it's not working at Chelsea. Same like Tuchel, it's not working at Bayern Munich. We can always talk about the injuries, this and that, but his the way he's taking, I mean, the way he is going to the games, his in-game management, his confidence, his philosophy, it's completely different to that what I was backing him. He played a very systematic approach at Tottenham Hotspur. I'm just giving the final points too, so he can understand why I have taken this decision. So I backed him because he was known for a clear identities playing pattern, nothing to be seen at Chelsea. Right? He stuck to a 4-2-3-1 for 5 years. Over here, it's some hybrid plus plus. We are trying to figure out where are the players, what is the formation, and not giving. The third reason is not giving youth the chance. In Tottenham, in 18 months, he gave nine, at least nine, if I'm not wrong, players debut, fighting with Levy, fighting with the board, going against the grain. So it's not the same Pochettino which I have seen at Tottenham, not at all. And although I still believe that if you give him a striker, add more players, Reece James is back, Lavia is back, he can still be what I think or always thought about him. But my reason why he should not get more time, even people and my friends like Ty and other friends, has been neutral from the start, but people who really wanted Poch out from day one are still saying, okay, let's give him up till the end of the season. There is a problem into that. The problem is that now we have Hansi Flick, Antonio Conte, Jose Mourinho, Nagelsmann. We can get a deal with him because he will be available in July after Germany. All these elite managers, the four I named, available at this time. Clubs like Liverpool, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and others would be needing managers. By the time June comes, I believe most of the managers I mentioned would be at a club, would be at their respective club. So we will be left with the De Zerbis of this world. If we really want to sack Pochettino, we should do it now because we have a lot of good managers available out there. And the other thing is, if he wins the FA Cup, of course, I would always love to win. Some people are saying that Poch out, so he should lose. No, I won't think that way. If he's here, I will back him because of Chelsea Football Club. But if he wins the FA Cup, trust me, he's not going anywhere. So it's better to sack him right now, because if somehow Chelsea wins the FA Cup, they need a semi-final and a final to win, because I believe we'll beat Leicester. So you see, this is a fine margin, fine line. We all agreed, I think, Garvin, Meyer, and maybe Ty, I don't know what's his perspective. We have very good elite managers right now. we'll miss on them. You can always say, I want Flick, I want Mourinho, I want Nagelsmann. We can always debate that. But they are available, right? They won't be come June. It's the perfect time to set Pochettino. If they want to, unless they really want him to give another season, which we don't know.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. It's a hard take to take, to be honest. Like, when I said it's hard, man, Maureen, you have anything to add on to this? Because it's hard to take. Oh, Maureen is like, yeah, so just me and you and Ty. So Ty, can can you answer this for me? How many of these Chelsea player will fit into that Tottenham team from 2015 to 19 as this comment? And then
Oh,
you can come in and tell me.
oh my. Honestly, ah, I mean, Petrovic perhaps could. Petrovic probably could fit into that team. Um, Cole Palmer obviously would definitely have a shoe in. Um, who else? Gusto, perhaps. I mean, looking back at the Spurs, that was back then. I mean, I think at that time, well, I'm gonna just say Trippier was there. I mean, Alderweireld was one of them. What's that other guy's name? But Vertonghen. But I think probably Silva, perhaps for his experience, would. But looking at the younger side, which I probably think that's what the question really um is pinpointing at. I don't think there's much players. Jackson is sort of been performing better now. He's sort of been better. So I don't know. Probably make the bench, but I don't think many of the players that we have at our disposal are really good enough or would have been good enough for Spurs or what Poch would have wanted to achieve with Spurs at that time because in all fairness, and you have to give this to Spurs. Spurs were title contenders a few times with Poch. So I mean, he would have been going for seriousness, and I think one thing that let him down is the backing that he didn't get. So in a sense, I don't think many of the young players that we have would make it into that team, or throughout that tenure of Poch. So yeah, what Cruz actually says is really well. Cruz is asking about if Gusto be over Walker. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Walker would have still been at Spurs at that time. I'm gonna just skip over 2015 and actually go to when Walker wouldn't have been there and would have just been, I believe, Trippier and Walker would have been at City. But yeah, I don't think there's much players. We have a very young team, a very naive and inexperienced squad. I don't think many of them would. And Cruz actually said it. It's we have a lot of below average and average players at the club. We're trying to. It's like you're trying to make a meal that you know it's not the same. It's not the same as when you have a hot meal. So you're trying to make something that can compare with something else better than it actually is, and it's simply not. So yeah, we have a below average squad. We have an average squad. We have average players in the squad as well. So we have to just accept the truth. And once more, as I'm going to say this for the third time now, we need to sign more experienced players. And if we actually want to succeed, and if the owners are actually serious about what they've said, and if they want profit, they should be aware of the fact that you can get the highest profit when you have a successful team that is winning trophies and you get prize money and all of that thing. But yeah, the squad is very average. We were slowly declining over the past almost 7 years now. I think it's almost 7 years since we won. It's going to be 7 years since we won the Premier League the last time. So every year just was a decline and a decline and decline until it got worse. 2018, we saw the decline. 2019, it was up and down, up and down. We had Hazard and I think since Hazard left, we haven't really had that consistency in the attack, and that was the only thing that was really making Chelsea more worthwhile watching in the attack, because you know that he had a player with killer instinct and a good finish on him. After that, we just stuck to young players and players being young, and then Sterling changed that narrative when he was signed. So yeah, we have a very average squad, and I'm just hoping that if the owners actually mean, or Iqbali in particular means what he says about wanting the club to succeed, then hopefully he will push for it, because he's one of the more vocal ones of the whole consortium. Will actually push for more experience to be in the squad, and we actually get rid of the players that need to get out of the club, so that we can actually progress and not be hindered by the lackadaisical performances that we tend to see from the players. So hopefully that happens. But yeah, I've gone completely off to the question. But yeah, I don't think there's much players that would actually make it into the team.
Anything you want to add to that, Marin?
Yeah, yeah. It, I don't know, bro. Like, you can hop to someone else.
So Ty is a very good friend. We talk less, but I think we respect each other. I have a very different take on that, so I hope Ty will not mind that. So, what Ty said, um, I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying this. It's not a debate or anything. Ty is a great analyst. So what Ty said is, if we agree what Ty said, right? Then why we blame Pochettino? Pochettino should not get the blame, or just get a very small blame. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm being very friendly. I am always. So don't get me wrong. If Ty has said that most of the players won't fit in the Tottenham side, and I still want Poch out, so it's not making sense. We should support. You should support, or the people should support Pochettino. Okay, I'm Poch out now for the first time, right? I believe I could be wrong, but it's my take. I have watched a lot of Tottenham, and that's why I've been a Pochettino fan, because I would really. I think he did I would say a fantastic job with Tottenham. In my opinion, I could be wrong. I don't remember all the players, to be very honest, but I remember most of them. And it's a 5-year period, right? I believe almost all the Chelsea players would fit in the Tottenham. Pochettino would happily take all of these players in his Tottenham team, except for Harry Kane's son and Eriksen. Tottenham was a bang average squad, bang average. Nothing in the defense, nothing in the midfield. And Delhi Ali, it was 1 or 2 seasons was exceptional, right? Ericsson in the midfield, if I'm not forgetting any good player. All the average player, average defenders. Hugo Lloris, okay, a good goalkeeper, but we can always, that's a goalkeeper, right? So it's Kane, Son, and Ericsson. I think, and yeah, these players are new. That's another thing. So I think if we go pound to pound, most of the players would fit in the Pochettino system, and that's why I'm so pissed or pissed off at Pochettino that he is doing so bad. I blame him because I think that I know this. We have talked in detail about the squad misprofiling, the midfield issue, not having a striker, but still, Poch should be at least sixth with what he has. If I made myself clear, we can all agree with that. That this is not a good squad. The sporting directors have not given the best players, or we lack experience. All of that. Nowhere is this squad. This squad should be 11th. No, at least sixth, maybe fourth with what we have. So Pochettino has underperformed with Chelsea big time. So that's my take. And that is why I have finally decided to, in my head, I will back him because I backed Chelsea. I'll be happy if he wins the FA Cup because I have backed him all along. But I think we should get another manager. I think he's underperforming. There is a void in the team, We don't have a striker. We have issues. We don't have physicality. All of that. The team is good enough to be anywhere from fourth to sixth, not 11th, in my opinion.
My take on it, the reason why I really said Poch out, because I was holding on, to be honest. I was sitting in the middle. Is when he was saying in the beginning of the season, saying Chelsea is a winning team and Chelsea should be winning title and competing for title. And then his last couple of press conference when he started saying that Chelsea, like he's telling us fans to accept where we are because we're not the same team for 20 years. But at the beginning, when you just started, you were giving us hope that, at least you can build on something or even compete for top six or being up there. Like you give us the hope that better days are ahead. But for me, the whole entire team regressed instead of progress. So that's when I really, really get to my final point. Like, but I can't take it no more, to be quite honest. I don't know what you think about that, Ty, because you joined us late. Maureen did already give his opinion on that.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna just say this because in a sense will be a response to what Jersey said. I've not once said that I'm Poch out, nor am I Poch out. Uh, well, when you say Poch O or when you say a manager should be O, you mean that you get the final straw with them. I mean, I have said that I don't think he's the right guy for the job, but I've still said this, and I've even said this on Twitter X that he's an issue, but he's not the main issue. He's not the only issue as well. So when Jersey would have said about the squad and everything, and I know he was being argumentative and he was, just in a sense giving an argument to say that, oh, so why say that Pochettino should leave when if I'm going to be saying that these players are not good enough. And he would have alluded to it as well. And that is one thing, and I can understand why people would be Poch out for a similar reason to what he just said as well, because he sounded like the real deal. He was giving a lot of hope, and then only for his tone to change when Nkunku got injured and players like that were starting to dip. To say that yes, we have to accept that we're in this situation. Fans will demand more, but we need to understand that we have injuries. Yes, I get all of that. Yes, and as Jerry said as well, we can talk about the injuries until the end, but there's no reason that the even though the team is average, we're seeing that even teams that have average players on paper in comparison to Chelsea, they're ahead of Chelsea. So that in itself, the argument or the close in points or close on points with Chelsea, it it, it doesn't really add up. And as Jersey, I don't want to keep saying as Jersey, but he has said a lot of things that I would perhaps say, which is there's no reason for why Chelsea should be in this position despite the fact of having average players, nor the facts of everything else that relates to the whole way that we're performing. And in, I'm seeing some similarities of Graham Potter where he's not saying the players did everything after every game, but he's hinting towards saying that, oh, I can't fault the players because they gave their best. And maybe he's not wrong. Maybe they have given their best and maybe they're just not good enough and their best is what they're showing and they can't do better. But in all honesty, I don't know. I'm not Poch out to say that I want him out of the club right now, get out now and have that toxic attitude or get out of my club now or whatever. But it does not seem like he is that guy or that manager that will bring us that success that we're craving for since we last won a crucial trophy, barring the Champions League or the Club World Cup or Super Cup. Winning the Premier League after it is almost a decade. it's something that we're trying to get back to, and no, we're going backwards rather than forward, and it looks like it's going to take longer than perhaps what my mind was telling me, which is 2 years or something like that, with proper investments and giving the players time to adjust, and maybe they may perform better next season if those players are struggling stays at the club this after the summer. But yeah, I'm not saying Pochettino. Oh, I want him. Oh, immediately. I'm just about saying okay. I'm on the fence. I'm saying that okay, he's an issue, but at the same time, some of these Spurs are under other managers and they're still struggling. So is it really the manager or is it really the system, or is it just that these players are not good enough? And then at the same time, I'm saying that if these players are not performing, why are you still playing? Why are you trying to implement them, or why are you fielding them in the same way or the same format or the same structure as you are? So in a sense, you're causing an issue, or you're not making the argument one that's fair. You can be defended at some level because you're not doing anything to show that okay, I see that these players are not good enough. I'll give him credit for the way that he's been utilizing Mudrik, because Mudrik is actually performing slightly better. He's still not where he should be, or he's still behind where he should be, but I'll give him credit for actually realizing that Mudrik is perhaps that player that you can rely on to do something more centrally, because he loves to cut in from the flanks and becoming central. But other than that, there's not really much you can credit him for. And even Mudrik's performance, I don't really know if you can really give him all the credit for that, because Mudrik is not a horrible player where he's not worthy to be a footballer. He showed that he could be that. He showed the technical ability that he has. So in a sense, I don't know. But it's a sticky situation. I'm not saying that I'm Pochettino out, but if he leaves the club, I'm not going to be crying. That's where it is. I don't know if that really makes sense, but that's my thought process.
No, no, I appreciate it. I really appreciate your
Yeah,
in-depth analysis. And so,
yeah,
my bad that I took that or assumed that you're Poch out, but you explained it well. But maybe
mm,
to your surprise, I believe all three of us, Garvin, Meyer, and myself, are Poch out. We have decided, right, Garvin? We are already officially Poch out. So.
yeah.
And I'm sure you must be surprised, or maybe you're thinking I'm just saying it today, or tomorrow I'll change. No, it has got to this point,
I
right?
know. I'm
It
kind
has
of
got
thinking
to.
that. I'm thinking that. You said this before. You said get him out before. I remember you saying it on X, and then after
I
that,
know.
after I think we won, and then you said, "Okay, let's get behind this." I don't remember what you said, but that's I don't know. I
No, no,
don't
no,
you
bro.
can't you can't really blame me
One
for
second.
thinking that you
I know, I
might
know.
change again.
It will go long. We can. That was a different time. That was just a moment. So, when you come to a final conclusion, we go through the phase. It's final. It's final. And I've been supporting him, right? So it must be a lot of people are thinking that I'm just saying it. I'm not meaning it. But Gavin knows, and the people knows that I am, of course, very serious. Look, if I have backed him, it doesn't mean that I keep on backing him if there is nothing to be seen, right? So I'm not trying to give myself any credit or look good, but you'll see me. I'll be in the community, and if I stay healthy for long, you will never see me stick to someone and have an agenda, right? If I like Poch, no matter what, I'll be with Pochettino. No, I supported him mainly with of what he did at Tottenham, and that won't change. I think he did a great job at Tottenham Hotspur. So I was excited, and the reason why I am a little bit like, you can say, in the space where there is no, or where are very few Pochettino supporters from the start, is of course I can be identified. I was looking at the Chelsea fans from the start when he joined, and it was like we have signed a very bad manager. So I just put my analytical cap, and I was like, no, he's not a bad manager. Come on. And I think I was true. I was saying in the context again, context matters. Chelsea people, sorry, fans were like, he'll bottle the league like Arteta. He can only challenge. He'll be top four. At best, we can get top four. Mark Goldbridge made a video an address to the Chelsea fans. Don't get Poch. he'll just get you top four. And I said, for now, top four is good. And with the right investment and profile, maybe he can push ahead. You understand? The Chelsea fans knew he is a good manager for a top four, but there's top four is like we would be so happy with the top four. Let's be honest. You see what I'm trying to say? So it's miles off. It's miles off. To win the league with Guardiola here and okay, now Klopp is going. United has not won for 10 years. We have not won for 6 years. Arsenal for what? 19 years. So it's getting difficult and difficult. With the younger squad, I thought Pochettino was a good manager and based on his work at Tottenham. But I cannot keep on defending him, right? I cannot keep on praising him when I don't see the result. And when someone back you, praise you, trust in you like myself for Pochettino, I'll be the one who'll be hurt more than anyone, if you understand, right? So and as I said, Nagelsmann, Mourinho, Flick, Conte, and all these other managers are available right now. They won't be in June. So I want the best for my club, and I want the best for myself to enjoy the victory. I don't want to lose my winning gene or the winning habits. I gave him enough time. I think it will not work. I really don't think it will work with Pochettino.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Marine, what you got to put on that one? Because
Yeah, it won't work. It won't work with Pochettino, guys. It won't work. Hey, even
I'm
if we
gonna,
give him time, man, it won't work. It won't work.
you guys know I'm living in the state, right? I learned something while I'm living here. These these American like business owners overall, you know, they're very stubborn and they believe in their way. I'm gonna switch it a little bit from Pochettino. They believe in their way and their way only. Like they will just come and just change everything on you, in a second, and think and expect that you should accept it. And by working in this industry for how many years now, this is the way they think, and they all think the same. And that's why I'm looking at it right now by listening to each and every one of you. It's not good for Chelsea. I'm praying and hoping that they adapt to the European style, because right now, for me, Manchester United seems like they're gonna be in a better place than us, to be quite honest, because of who is taking over Manchester United and know the culture of the sports in England, and not only knowing the culture, knowing what it takes to run a club in England. And these owners that we get don't really know it. They just look at it as a financial, as I said earlier, as a financial way out to make money and out to build profit. And sad to say, but it's just the truth. Like, look at my job. They rather hire 100 person, right, than for you to do 2 or 3 hours overtime. And if they should give you that money that they're gonna use to hire the 100 people, even though they know you can do the job, they rather go and hire. But if you look at it, it's gonna cost them more. Ain't that right? To hire 100 person, right? It's gonna cost you more, right? But that's how they see it. They don't look at it that way. And and for me, these owners, they just see profit. And only thing they're looking at right now is just the profit. And it's not good for us, because it's a thing that we all gonna have to sit and pray and hope that their mind change and hope we get back over Chelsea. If not, we're in problem. And that's just the truth. Check out all the American owners that own the American team in England. To be
Yeah,
quite
you have a point. We can sorry, with what you're saying, Levy, Tottenham, Manchester United, Glazers, and the others. So yeah, it is making sense what you're saying.
remember Liverpool too. They did Bob. Klopp is the one that's working magic over there, because you notice Liverpool don't spend money. They don't spend money to win. If you just check it, Arsenal just really getting back because they did got a whole bunch of young players, and they get Arteta at least trying to compete. Like, just notice it, just put it all together, and guys, just tell me what you think. Like, we're gonna in a long run To be quite honest, we're gonna have to hope and pray that they change.
No, you are correct. Yeah, I quickly gave two references, of course, Liverpool, and I didn't name Liverpool, Arsenal because they are doing good. But yeah, the backing that club received, or Arteta, is non-existent compared to other teams. Um, yeah, I mean, this is true. I would say, I believe. Same with Manchester United. The fans are crying since years. Now they have the co-owners, and they would be looking. He would be looking, Sir Redcliffe, on the sporting aspects. Right? He's also a season ticket holder, by the way. So he's a fan. He's a huge fan of Man United, and he just had an interview. He said that he just wants to make the club better. It's not about the money for him. He has a lot of money. So yeah, and I'm sure they will sack Ten Hag, which they should at the end of the season, if not now. So yeah, I mean, this is concerning, honestly, right? I have been very calm, very patient, but you can say I was sleeping, to be very honest. I'm a positive person. I'll still be positive when Chelsea will play. If Poch is here, I'll back him. It's not that I'm hating on Poch. I don't hate on anyone. I'll back him, but I don't think so. He's the right choice. And as far as you talked about all this stuff, to add to that, at least the other owners, the Arsenal, Liverpool, they don't have this structure. Okay, they have this philosophy, and they how they invest and how they maneuver and go about their business is probably more or less the same. But this this investment and this trust on youth, long-term projects, buying all these under 21s and buying the potential, it's, I think that was a bad concept, I would say, to be very honest. I don't remember, Garvin or Ty or Mar, you can tell me, I don't remember if this ever worked in Premier League or top 5 leagues before, if this model gave the fruits. And if you're talking about a 2 3 year struggle, because that's what they say this model is about, and then we will have consistent good results. I think this is just a theory, this is just a claim, this is just uh, a paperwork, right? How can you say that with this model you will eventually be there in the Premier League title race, Champions League every year? Because you see, to counter that argument of the owners, Arsenal is working on that for years. United will be reshaping their model. Man City is already there. You see, we always, when we talk about a club like Chelsea, Arsenal, or any other club, we just think that this is one club. Okay, we are here. We have this investment. We have this idea. In 3 years, we will win the league. Why we say that? This is a very, in my opinion, with all due respect, a very wrong way to look at things. Why do we forget that Arsenal is already working on that? Liverpool, City is all here, Man United,
Uh,
Newcastle, right? So how do
yeah.
you say that this will eventually work? It could take maybe 5 10 years, and still we don't win the league. Arsenal, what, 19 years? Arsenal have won the league, right? 19 years. So yeah, so the thing is, it's just a theory, and it's a big risk in my opinion.
Anyone want to follow up on that one, Marin?
Yeah, I definitely hear your point. So like, yeah, it'll definitely be a big race. Like, like the way you viewed it, like the way I'm seeing it right now, like it is crazy. Because if right now we go to back to that, okay, top three, top four, top three, top four each season, we're gonna get bored of that, and eventually now we're gonna get a stick of saying, okay, we want him to compete for the league. So yeah, like, no, we forgetting too that Arsenal is also a project team as well. With the young players too. So yeah, it all comes back. Like, yeah, even with Liverpool when they started the project. So like, yeah, I'm just hoping that it all goes well with Chelsea, man. No, um, even if we win a title or we win a Champions League, I just want this football club to play football and to have structure. Considering like you know like the structure we have is not like it's I don't see no structure in Chelsea Football Club. to the terms of when we used to recruit managers back then, and also the players, like the structure there, like like that's why I love who's this Sir Alex Ferguson, right? Because he had 3 years domination, bro. Like he dominated the Premier League 3 times, so he had structure around him. And Chelsea right now, I see they don't have structure. So, like, if you go back to that top three, top four mentality again, then it also happens like that again. Then, it's yeah. But I just hope for the best for Chelsea, and we'll just see how things will go with Chelsea Football Club at the moment right now. Yeah, Pochettino. Um, yeah, he has to go, man. He has to go.
Anything you want to add to that, Ty? Until Ty gets here, like I'm really concerned, guys. Like to be quite honest, I'm really, really concerned because I know we said the project, but if you continue down this road, my biggest concern, if you continue down this road and don't get it right, these players gonna stop believe. They have to look about their career. There's no player that's loyal to any club anymore. So we have to get it right, and we have to get it right this summer. If we don't get it right this summer, to be honest, I'm gonna tell you guys from now, like I'm not saying I want my team to reach that way, but that's the direction we're gonna go to. A lot of these players gonna want to wear out, to be quite honest.
Yeah, and yeah, so and you could see today the way I'm talking, and I'm sure we have talked a lot before. So today you can see the concern, the frustration in my voice and in my take, because of course I've been like keeping my eyes open, but as I said, I'm an optimistic person, and I was like, okay, this is a project, this is this. We have injuries, and I've been talking in the last 10 days to some people, right, I would say, kind of related to Chelsea, got some stuff. And I was like, maybe I'm keeping my eyes shut and just looking at one side. So I'm concerned, to be very honest. I'm not trying to scare anyone or give a feeling that everything is done. No, no. But there are many clubs now. Newcastle is here. United will get stronger, as I said. Arsenal is always, we can, as much as we dislike Arsenal, let's be real. They are here. They are miles ahead of us, right? So if they are, let's say, 10 steps or 6 steps ahead of us. Just make a simple logic. If they work better, they have better, either it's investment or recruitment structure or players or the club culture. If they work better than us, we are already lagging, right? We are miles behind. Everyone is miles behind City, apart from Liverpool. Arsenal finally catching up. They were in the title race last season. They have a manager there for 4 years. We can always say he bottles it and all that, but he's doing a fantastic job, to be very honest, in my opinion. Newcastle, with their investment, they can invest. They can invest well. They will probably look for a great manager. So I'm just saying, if it will be a big challenge, it's a huge challenge. And we can get it right. We have the money. If we can get the FFP correct, we can capitalize with a good Champions League qualification. We can always spend, but the thing is, it's not about that. You just need the money. Other clubs have the money and they have a better structure, and they are far ahead of us. So it's, if we keep on if we keep on, sorry, taking wrong decisions, either it's managers, sporting directors, players recruitment, XYZ, we will keep on lagging, right? As we know that we will, the multiplying effect, the compounding effect will grow. So it will take us years then to reach back. We can always win a cup here and there, right? But I'm talking specifically about the league. 38 games in a season, and I'm kind of worried how long will it take for us to win the league again. It has already been
Mm,
7 years. We'll not win this year, so 7 years. So I don't want to sound negative, but it could take us another 5, 10 years. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe we don't win any league in the next 10 years. We, we have Liverpool. It took 30 years for Liverpool to win the league. Arsenal is 19 years, if I'm not wrong. United 11 years, and these are all
Yes,
big
yeah.
clubs. So we have to be real. We have to be real, and I am concerned because I was like, okay, this is 1 or 2 or 3 years. But when I was talking to people, I was like, man, do I have to wait for like 5, 10 years to win the league? And I was like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. Right? So please, guys, you go ahead.
Well, I really appreciate.
I wanted to ask you guys a question. I don't know if Gavin is still here. I'm not sure. But if it happens, like we just get instant momentum, right, with this team, would you still take this team? Would you still take Palmer? Would you still take Gallagher? All those guys? Would you still take them? If they just happen, so let's just start winning games. Would you still take the team?
You want to go, Jay Z?
Garvin, you go ahead. I need to take a breath.
Yeah. Honestly, we got we got about 35 points left to play for, to be quite honest, or somewhere in the 30 mark for the games that we got. Because I did do the maths, but
Oh, is he there though? Because
Yeah, 36 points, 12 games to go.
yeah, 12 games to
uh,
go. Mhm. So for me, if if he show me something and he turn it around, I would give him until the end of the season. To be honest, if he can get past Leicester and also get past Newcastle, at least dominant and show me that we can do something. And then the next game against Bournemouth. So those 3 games, if he show me some convincing performance, I would say okay, I will stick with him until the end of the season. But if he don't show me anything, in those games, and it's like a close call, as always, no improvement, we scrape a win, then I will say that we still need to make the change. Any last words, Jay Z? Because it's just me and you. Because I know
Yeah,
you have
it's
to
been a
go to
very
work
long
in the
stream.
morning.
So it's been a long time, honestly. And when you said to come, I had some work to do, but I was like, no problem. I'll stay up late. It's like now 9 p.m. I still have like around 3 hours work left. But I was like, no, the time is difficult for our time zone. So I was like, it's been more than a month, and I should come on your show. And when you asked me, it was they always show me respect. So I was like, okay, if I'm here, then I'll be here till the end. So it's been like what, 3 hours?
Yeah.
I would say, as always, really love talking to you, and also like we enjoyed with Meyer and Ty also came in, and today it was a different view, right? A different perspective. We talked about, we really felt the issues that we have, and I hope the people in the people who are in the board of directors and the decision making are thinking like that. We're not getting paid, but we are, as loyal supporters, honestly thinking about it. Like, I hope they are, who are getting paid in millions, are giving the hours and the work. So yeah, to answer Myers' question, which I have in a way already done in this stream in many different ways. I would say, even if Pochettino wins all the 12 games, and I'm being serious, trust me, I'm not kidding. If he wins all the 12 games and if he wins the FA Cup game, I will still get another manager than Pochettino. It's over for me, honestly, because I know the other managers are better than him. That's all I can say.
Fair enough. Any last word, Marin? Because I know it's late over there.
uh, sorry, I didn't hear your point of view because I was lagging. So, but
Uh,
it's
I just
okay.
I just said that even if Pochettino let's win all the game, of course that's that's just an example. Let's say if he does very very well, wins most of the games, wins the FA Cup game, I would still consider the other great managers that are available out there.
Okay. Anything apart from is if they decide to ball, I'm still also punch out. So Yeah, but if it really happens that those guys can really play, they start winning games and cause like some teams can just catch you off surprise,
Yeah,
but
it can. Yeah, I got it. It can happen. It can. And look. If we keep winning, I would support. It's not okay. Let me be clear, so because I don't want to be misunderstood. Uh, Whoever is listening or will listen later, of course, it will be posted, so we can always go back and listen to the stream. Uh, it's not that I want Chelsea to lose. No, I want Chelsea to win every game, every single game. Even if I say I want Poch out, I will back him. I like the guy. I have always liked the guy. If he does well, I will back him. But it's if it were in my hands, I would replace him. If he wins the FA Cup, I'll be happy. I will say, okay, I will say to the people, look, I backed him. I was the one who used to back him. So the thing is that I will back him, I will back the players, but personally, I'm not keen on him moving forward. Or I don't have the, let's put it, the confidence in him. But if he is the manager come August or the preseason, I'll support him 100%. I was because of Chelsea Football Club.
Well said. Well, you said well said. I really appreciate you guys today. It's a wonderful show, to be honest. Let's talk Chelsea. I didn't even know we were going to go for so long, to be honest. But these are conversations that really need to have, and I really, really appreciate you guys coming on because I'm not going to lie to you. This is one of the best stream ever, to be quite honest. This stream was flowing that we even go 3 hours. This is the first time we ever streamed that this long. Like, to show you that the energy and the vibes was good because we all on the same page. We all want to see the betterment of Chelsea Football Club. And overall we're not seeing it. So I'm sorry this stream after hand. I could go all day with this stream, to be quite honest, because of all the good analysts from each and every one that was on the panel. It's a lovely take. And I really appreciate you guys so much to come on. And I just want to say, thanks to each and every one who was in the chat and who was watching. I'm sadly that we guys have to go, leave you guys now, but it's 3 hours, and I have to take my daughter home. So thank you guys so much. And I need to get that WhatsApp from you, Jay Z, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'll just send it to you right away. And yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. And I can only hope that in the future stream, whenever we'll do that, we will have something good to talk about, a good win, a good run of wins. Let's hope that. At the end of the day, let's keep supporting the club. That's all I can say. But honestly, if we have to be sincere to us, the times are bad, and I'm concerned moving forward. But as supporters, as fans, let's stay strong, right? We love
Mm,
the club, so we should back the club, right?
yeah.
And I appreciate everyone. I appreciate Garvin, Ty also for coming in. Meyer, I really enjoyed sharing the platform with you and talking to you, and to all the viewers. And please share it with your family and friends. Like and subscribe. People who have because of the busy schedule or this different times in Sunday, you can share it with your family and friends. They can always watch this stream later. And yeah, it has been an interesting stream. A lot to talk on.
Yeah, that's right, Marion. Any last words? And remember to check your to respond on to me on WhatsApp, Marion.
Oh, all right. I'll definitely do that. So, and yeah, please, guys, please like, subscribe. We're just here to like speak the truth because we proper Charles. That's what we are. So yeah, guys, please share it around as well. Please, it grows a community as well. Like that's what I'll be doing. Like every time watch your guys' contact, I share it on X. I should just share it on Twitter. So it just reaches to someone who wants to also learn about Chelsea as well. So yeah. So please, guys, as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. Peace. We're out. Thank you guys.